Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news. So, this video, this live stream here is titled "Black Men Are the Problem," right? Because you're going to listen to a lot of different viewpoints. Well, technically, it's not a lot of different viewpoints. It's a lot of women, like the woman that you see in front of you, deciding to state how it is that black men are holding back the black community and pretty much not contributing or doing anything at all, and how we are the side arm or Bonnie and Clyde type of partner when it deals with the quote unquote oppressive system, and how, in many ways, black men profit from this exact same system, and in a sense, how we oppress uh, black women, to which I'm still a little bit confused by, because I'm trying to think about a point in time in my life where I've ever oppressed my mother or my grandmother or my aunts. I can't even give you anything, but this is what we are, at this moment in time. And I want to preface this by saying, yo, shout out Mahoko, what is up? What is up? I want to preface this by saying, because I know that the live stream is usually delayed and people roll in a little bit, later. To any of the black men that are going to listen to this, you got to try to void yourself of emotion. When you hear a lot of this stuff, because trust me, it took me a long time to get to the point where I can just listen directly to what they're saying, and not just have an automatic, oh, I gotta say something, directly back, that type of thing. Because again, they say a lot of things in order to trigger an emotional response, so that they would have a justifiable reason for their opinions and the things that they happen to state, about black men in a lot of these videos. The other thing I also want to state, as well too, is the same thing I've always stated when it deals with a lot of this type of rhetoric and stuff of this nature. It's coming from a lot of women who need to seek a lot of therapy. They need to do a lot of internal work. More than likely, they have just met up with the wrong types of guys for the wrong reasons. And normally, when that happens, you have a lot of folks out here. And again, this is not giving an excuse, but I'm just stating. And normally, when that happens, you have a lot of folks that don't want to be accountable, even though you have a lot of folks out here that want to say that they are the leaders and all this other type of stuff. You'll hear a black woman directly in the video later on. She'll state that black women are pretty much running the world and are pretty much the leaders. But again, when it deals with them having these instances of running into the wrong types of black guys that don't mean them well, magically they don't want to be the head of that. They don't want to be the leader of that, to take the brunt of the responsibility of allowing somebody like that within your energy, instead of allowing the right person to be around you and to have a positive effect instead of a negative effect. Mahoko said, "Yeah, just got the notification via a Discord. It's late sometimes. Yeah, it is. It is. It takes a little bit of time." Yo, 310, what is up? What is up? You said, what's going on? Nothing much. About to get directly into this video. Yo, what is up, Tippy? Tippy said, yes, black men are the problem. Stop talking about black women. You hate them. Though, yeah, Tippy already knows. Those are the normal comments that I would normally get. I would normally get those every single time. I kid you not. I kid you not. 310 said, why not white women saying this? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you do have some other women that decided to jump on the hate black men train. There are other women, directly out there. I forgot if I actually placed them in here, because I was working on this video trying to get the captions and edit out the curse words and stuff like that, so that it will be palatable, for those directly out there. But anyways, let's get directly into it.
Also, black men cannot be centered and put on the front lines of the fight for liberation of the black community, because patriarchy really makes them dumb and useless. I've found that a lot of black men are more interested in their ego and their reputation as a black man than they are with actually liberating the community. This is why they all think that they're just gonna like Lil Baby and Jay-Z their way out of like oppression. And honestly, a lot of them would rather the entire black community stay in the trenches from which you come, so that they can look like the special rich guy that made it out and like flex on y'all. That's like a lot of them, that's their concern. They don't really care about the community as a whole. They just want to be the special one that got out and that beat the stereotypes and beat the odds. and then they get money and they get an opportunity to leave the hood, and they just redistribute black culture back to white people through rap and through having children with white women and upholding white beauty standards
What?
through themselves, through the women that they align with. Like, they just are really not doing anything for anybody but themselves. So, I mean, keep doing y'all thing if that's what y'all want to do. I'm not here to tell nobody to stop. I'm just saying it's not helpful to the black community, and we cannot continue to censor black men. No shade.
So we the craziest part when you realize, right? And again, it's the exact same make and mold when it deals with folks who want to say this type of stuff, about black men. Um, in a sense, she said that black men are useless. Even the ones who happen to make it directly out, they're useless because she's like, well, what they tend to always sit up here and do is be with women who, of course, are not black, and this is where they happen to put their wealth and all these. There's a lot of black dudes out here that got kids with women and they're black. So you can't say, and they got probably 7 kids, all black. So it's, and again, this is not me sitting up there saying that I'm all for broken homes. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's a little bit ridiculous to keep spinning this exact same narrative every single time. That every single time that a black dude either makes out the hood or he's doing whatnot, whatever, he's always getting a white girl. I don't know who force fed this information or who decided to preach this for so long that it magically became truth. But again, it doesn't make any more sense. We have more black kids out here than we do interracial kids. We have more black couples, both either in a relationship, engaged, or married, than we do interracial couples. I'm just a little bit confused. I'm just highly, highly confused. And then the other problem that I always have with these types of comments is that folks like this never want to say the same thing in reverse. She's not going to say anything about Serena and Venus both marrying white guys. She's not going to say nothing about that. She's not going to say anything about them having their wealth, and then that wealth is now moving outside of the black community and it's within the white community. So not only do they both have white husbands who have money, right? So you already know that the husband's money is staying within the white community. Serena and Venus's money is staying directly in the white community by way of their biracial children, their interracial. So again, like I said, it's very hypocritical. That's all I'm saying. It's very hypocritical, but I get it. The whole main thing is to put the spotlight on black men and to make black men out to be the worst of the worst. And who specifically stated that black men just want to be, the come up story? Like we okay, from her point of view, so black men just leave the community the way that it is so that we can have a few far and in between come up stories, and then everybody can just look at us and that's it. We choose to leave the community like this because we want some type of like this is just so stupid. And it also shows you where it is that she now, man, I'm trying to get more words together because this is so so irritating. This is the first video. This further shows how detrimental the words of older generations out here are, and how it has a negative effect on younger minds, because she could fit anywhere in between like the 20s and 30s. Any one of those ages is still pretty young. And especially to have a mentality like this is egregious and it's ridiculous. um there's enough people out here that you can actually talk to and meet and have a conversation with, so you can get a better opinion, a more well-rounded opinion, instead of just trying to generalize and speak about black men like this. Like this is crazy. And this is why I sat up there and said, like, you got a lot of women out here that really need therapy, because the only thing that they're doing is going directly on these soapboxes when it deals with TikTok, YouTube, and IG, and they're just pouring out all of this, type of hurt, and not specifically directing it towards the problem, but they're just throwing it directly out there. And now you got these other black women up here, picking up these shards, wearing it as jewelry, or they're stumbling upon it and cutting themselves, and now they're hurt because of another person's pain. So now they're going to carry the residual energy, not the whole complete energy, but now they're going to carry that residual energy from the source. And then because that residual energy is there, and that no matter how small energy is, it is still energy, it's still going to have an effect. That's going to sit up there and grow, and is going to attract the same type of energy that, infected that person that originally didn't even have, that type of outlook, point of view, things of that nature. But it's very tough. It is very, very tough. Very, very tough. Wait, what was it? Let me see what we got down here. Shout out to anybody else who just pulled directly into the comment section. Wait, Two Love said, "LOL." What? Wait, are you talking about you don't? Are you referring to like the comment section, or to the commentary that I just gave? Yo, Bushido, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Anyways, oh, you talking about the comment section? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was looking at some of that too. Yes, you're going to see people pull up. Even if this was true, she has no solution. Just blaming and complaining. What's the solution if this was true? At least for this woman here, in the video, she doesn't have a solution. She doesn't have one at all. It's pretty much just to complain about the black men that did not choose her, the ones that she finds desirable that are not looking in her direction, and whoever else. Because again, she could very easily focus her sights on ordinary average black dudes who are out here working, who are doing for the community, who are working with the community, building within the community. She doesn't want to focus in on that. And that's why I tend to tell a lot of people before, like the viewpoint of a lot of these folks out here is to specifically work on black women emotionally, because they're black women. So they understand the type of time and how black women work. So it's easier for them to gauge a situation, know how, to position, certain types of points of views and opinions, and to bring up certain stories so that it'll hit to a point where it'll awaken or agitate those types of emotions that may be there or lying hidden within, some other black women, in order to get the engagement and, and stuff like that that they specifically are looking for, and or want, right? Let me see. Tibby says she's a woman. We can't come up with solutions. That's a man's job. You know what, Tibby? I love your comment, but the problem with that is there's going to be a woman in one of these videos that's going to disagree with what it is that you just posted. It's some crazy work. It's some crazy work. Let me see. So now we're going to go directly to the next video.
Or all shade. I don't know. However you feel about it.
Black men, black men, black men. Let me get this straight. So y'all was out here saying I'm not going to vote for, excuse me, Vice President Kamala Harris because we don't know her policies. We don't know if she wants to build us up. She's here to just tear down the black man. She's just here to tear down the black family. She's just being a puppet. Da 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 da. What is she going to do for us to entice us to want to vote for her? This woman came out with a full plan in detail about bringing y'all money for businesses, for y'all education, wages. Like, she came out with a foolproof plan explaining what she intends to do to help us when she becomes president. And what y'all did was get on this app and mention child support.
Hold on. Let me just pause this real quick. The trolls come directly up. The craziest part that I love so much is so I just want to note to a lot of people here, the conversation is specifically dealing with the black community, correct? Pretty much all the videos that you're going to see here are directly of melanated people, have nothing to do realistically with white folks at all. So then we come up with this comment, right? It says when black people start talking about people and not just black people, then maybe white people will believe that black lives matter. Actually, like, what time from, like, is your mind just like stuck in like a time capsule from like the pandemic? Because it's bewildering to me how, when you got other folks out here, white folks, other folks out here, they don't have nothing to actually bring up of today when it deals with Black Americans. They always go directly back. The same people that sit up there and tell Black Americans don't focus on the past are the same ones talking about Black Lives Matter. Nobody has been bringing this up or even talking about that whole group. Y'all are the only ones that keep bringing this up. This is 2026. Nobody's talking about Black Lives Matter. Nobody's talking about it. Like, y'all are straight clowns. Y'all 100% are straight clowns. Like, y'all can't even just sit back and just shut up and not say nothing. You have to just find a way. Like, I gotta get them to sit up there and focus on somebody else. We can't sit up there and have them just focusing in on themselves. No. That's racist and segregationalist. That's very divisive. No, what you need to sit up there and do is not just focus on yourselves, focus on everybody. Everybody needs help. Every community is in shambles. All women and men are facing and going through these issues conversationally. We all should be having this conversation and taking part. I don't care about everybody. I think it's that easy for me to sit up there and say. I think that it makes it, that puts the pen directly in. I don't care if you and your other groups are having these same conversations. I don't care if you and your women are having these complications in your community. I don't care if you and your people are having problems with your kids in your communities. I don't care if the police are specifically harming your group and you are not Black American. I don't care. Again, these are situations I have nothing to do with. I cannot help you at all. That is not what I was made for. You, as a person of said community that is reflective of said community, are there to save said community. It is not up to me to sit up there and help save you or bring awareness to your situation of which you know all too well about, but you just decide to ignore. So again, let's continue.
Child support. When you got the other guy don't have nothing for you, don't care anything about you. He don't care about your vote at all. And many of y'all are on this app and other apps capping for this guy. Dare I say, y'all are literally spreading the cheeks wide open for him to enter. That's what y'all doing. Y'all grown. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But you cannot say that you don't get the respect of your community, of other community, of our Black women, of our boys.
Hold up. Can't even continue. Can't even continue. Hold on. So Power, who specifically are you talking about? You said another stupid person who hates other minorities. Let me know. Are you talking to me, the person that is speaking directly to you, or are you talking to somebody else in the comment section? Let me know. Just clarify that for me real quick. It don't take that. It might be a 10-second delay, but it don't take that long to respond. Because it's crazy, like I said before, it's crazy when people say stuff in the comment section and they don't use the simple @ Everybody magically knows how to type, and they've been typing for over 20 years on phones, but magically when they want to specifically say something, they don't @ whoever it is that they're specifically referring to or speaking to. That's the craziest thing, and I know we're dealing with grown adults here. So I'm a little bit bewildered on how people don't know how to use tech at this moment in time. I'm a little bit confused. And I'm still waiting. I know it's been, let me see. That was written, that comment was written at 2:08. It is currently 2:09 at this moment in time. It's a little bit baffling how when you happen to highlight the comment and you're waiting patiently, seeing if the person is going to respond because chances are they're still here, that magically people tend not to reply. That's a little bit weird to me. And I know the delay is not clearly 5 minutes. I can tell you that. Like, that's wild. That's what I'm asking. Because usually, if this was the older me from some years ago, I would have just went directly off and I wouldn't be asking questions. Because like I said, for whatever reason, I tend to get, nonsensical individuals directly up here. So let me just bookmark that one and just skip past that dude. So to Double M, so the guy in the video, for most of y'all that's asking who the guy in the video is talking about, this is a video where people are stating that black men are the problem, right? So he's specifically stating that the reason why Trump and everything is in office, why this administration is in power and everything is going the way that it's going, is specifically because of black men and the way that black men voted. And again, I want people to know that I clear cut did a video. Well, some of you guys are new, you haven't been here before, but on my platform, I've covered videos to specifically show how black men voted the same as black women. It happens pretty much in every single election, but for whatever reason in this election, people are like, oh no, the reason why Trump won is because of black men. Where do people get this information from? We have the numbers. We specifically have the numbers. And people want to sit up there and focus on a small, minute amount of black folks that sat up there and voted for the conservative Republican side. But they don't want to pay attention to the overwhelming amount of people that sat up there and voted for Kamala Harris. But then people still running around with the same narrative. Oh, it was black men's fault because they didn't want to. Like I said, it's nonsensical. It is nonsensical. But let's continue.
Boys and girls, because many of you guys do not deserve the respect that for some reason you think you are due. Literally, many of y'all are an embarrassment to black people, but many of y'all don't care. Focus on the child support that many of you guys apparently are not paying, because either y'all are lying or the women are lying. And too many moms out here talking about that child support, they not seeing it. I want y'all to think on that. Like, y'all are truly showing the world that what is said about us, that is probably definitely not true, but is being perpetuated by the way we are sitting out here in inaction and indifference.
So let me just pause that real quick. So I want people to understand the game that he's in a sense playing with words. When he specifically wants to, and again, you're looking at somebody that is more than likely a black male, American or not. I'm not really too sure. But he specifically wanted to go off the whole thing and be like, y'all, right? Basically separating himself. So you can go about it one or two ways. Either he is an individual and he's trying to separate himself and show the world that he is not the same as other black men, or he is a part of another demographic of black men that play for the exact same team. You got two choices, and those are the only two choices. I know what my thought process is whenever I hear a dude like this specifically saying like y'all black men, y'all black. All right, for me, I already know what it is. But again, people can see it a little bit different. And then when it came down to a little bit later down the road, he wanted to say, try to throw in a little bit of a we of a us type of thing, but still within that, he wanted to try to separate himself. Yeah. But yet again, this is pretty much another person that's going to be talking that looks like they may have had a little bit too much to drink. And this is probably another person that needs some therapy. I don't know if his father was in his life. I don't know. Maybe he didn't have a big brother. He didn't have a mentor. Like I said, maybe a lot of things transpired and happened because the way that he is talking is the exact same way that you're going to hear a lot of these other women talking in his video.
Of wanting to not help our community, not help your future generations. Many of y'all are really stuck on the me, myself, and I. The kicker is the person that you are capping for isn't going to do nothing for you. Wow. Highly disappointed. Highly disappointed.
That's wild. I'm trying to figure out what are you disappointed by? Because going by the stats and the numbers, again, black men overwhelmingly in high numbers voted directly for Kamala Harris. For whatever reason, people want to make make it seem as though that the small amount that sat up there and voted for, the Republican side are the overall arching majority of black men across the United States. Like this is like this is the type of stuff that I be talking about that makes zero type of sense. Like it's complete nonsense. And like I told people before, this is how black men in general just get demonized because that's the easiest way to make money. It's the easiest route to sit up there and go. Like I said, if you want to make a platform, you want to sit up there and make some money, just start make money. You can easily make money by making content, just talking negatively about black men. I kid you not. Kid you not. You can go on TikTok right now and look at all of the people that got tons of views and all of the comments that they have in their comment section. These same people could never make money talking positively about black men. Why? Because nobody wants to hear that. Nobody's trying to see that. Nobody wants to believe in that. Everybody wants to believe in the negative. There has to be a boogeyman. There has to be, some type of supervillain directly out there. Somebody that they can point at and be like, yeah, you're a fault. You're a fault. You do this wrong. You do this wrong. You do this wrong. Like I said, it's crazy. It's 100% crazy. Yo, what is up? We got Brandon V World, aka Officer Haku, in the building saying it sounds like he suffers from misinformation. I mean, that could well, no. I can't even I'm not even giving him a doorway of an excuse, for that foolishness, that he was sitting up there talking. I can't even do it. But let's get going.
Let me take my glasses off for this. I seen the videos going around on the app talking about how black men don't want to do anything. And then they say that they don't have any options to do anything. And that's why they're in poverty. That's why they're in whatever bad situation that they end up in, whether it be jail, whether it be broke, whether it be being a felon and being broke. Whatever situation they end up in is because they don't have a choice to do right or do better. But none of y'all could convince me that that is a fact when I just seen two women pack their car full of packages at the Amazon warehouse and got in the driver's seat to go drop those packages off, and their men are in passenger seats chilling, cooling, and none of them got out to help the woman pack that car up. Y'all literally rather do nothing at all. Like, yo, y'all would rather blame everyone and everything but yourself for your situation.
Until our black men.
Hold on, let me just go back to the studying right here. So, all in one fell swoop because of what she identified as two black men that didn't do anything. How do you know that those black men were straight? How about that one? How do you know that those supposed black men were not just some teenage sons that looked older than what they were because of how tall or how much weight that they have? There's a lot of assumptions that she decided to make while trying to peer into somebody else's life and trying to judge black men in a very negative light. Again, she didn't go up to anybody. She didn't even ask for, any type of conversation so that she can get confirmation on what it is that she feels at this specific time. The other thing I want to state as well, too, if she feels this strongly about women, why didn't you get your young, handsome self up as a woman and proceed to go to that car and help those women load up their objects? You look fairly strong. Last time I checked, a lot of women out here say that they're independent. They say that they're strong. They say that they can do any and everything a man can sit up there and do. If a man can lift 200 pounds, a woman can lift 400, right? Anything. And I kid you not, women say that they can do any and everything a man can sit up there and do. So again, if you as a woman are so much concerned for one of your sisters, get your young, handsome self up there and help out those other women. You got the muscle capacity to sit up there and do. You can lift the exact same amount as those guys directly in the car that you're complaining about. Like I said, that will be the solution for me, in my mind. If you actually care that much about, and this goes back into what I said before, you got a lot of women out here like her. She want to sit up there and say that she cares so much about women and what it is that they're going through. But yet when you saw a woman, I guess, struggling with whatever it was that she was, dealing with Amazon, you didn't decide as a woman to help her. What did you do? You did what other women do. Let me go online, open up my camera, and start talking 5 minutes about, what these men out here are not doing. The solution would have been to sit up there and help them. But you opted not to sit up there and do that. Color me surprised. Color Color me surprised. So again, this is why I also sit up there and state to a lot of women that you got a lot of women out here that actually say that they care about other women. They do not. They do not. And this clearly right here shows that you want to complain and not even be the solution to what it is that you're complaining about. You say that men are weak and we're lazy, so you should be the opposite and be strong and active. But you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to be the example. Why is that? But yet you're sitting up there and along with other women sitting up there saying, "Oh, women are running the world and we're doing this and we're yeah, okay, all right, brother." You got it. You got it, brother. You 100% got it. Like I said, I believe in equality. If women sit up there and say that they're just as strong as men directly, then go out there and be as strong as you want to sit up there and be. Go bust down some boulders, break down some mountains. Go build your patio and your steps and your stairs. Go do the roofing. Go do the plumbing and electrical work. Go out there in the hot sun and 80 and 90 degrees and lay down some asphalt. Go build some streets. You got it. Like I said, men are not needed, right? We're lazy. Well, specifically black men, we're lazy. We don't have jobs. We just solely depend on every single black woman in the community to basically do for us. We expect all of them to be the breadwinners, and we just sit back and look like passenger princesses. It's crazy work.
Jail, whether it be broke, whether it be.
Let me just speed this up, right? Go back just a little bit.
Nothing at all.
All right.
Like, y'all would rather blame everyone and everything but yourself for your situation.
Until our black men want to evolve at the same rate and speed as black women, you are just as much as a part of the problem as the people that created the issue from the beginning. Our oppressors created this instability, and your unwantingness and to not like evolve because you want to be stuck in your ego and be insecure because like it's a society that was made for you to be like that. You're the problem as well. The patriarchy we unfortunately all live up under does not benefit you as black men. It benefits you the least. You're not able to be yourself as like if you're a GAY, you got to be DL. You can't express feelings and emote or you pussy. You can't do nothing but have anything in the world that's good. As long as you going to work, like that's good. You can't want to be creative and be an artist. You can't be yourself. And you think this patriarchy fits you? It fits you the least. So until you're ready to evolve as a black man to be a real counterpart to your black woman, and that's for women too that want to vibrate low. Evolve, evolution, humans do it, learn it, pick it up, read it in the book, do what you got to do. Until you're ready to be equal, because you're not equal. You think you are as a black man because you're a man, because white men tell you that they're better than you. So you sit up here and go get in front of us and think you better than us one whole time. It ain't never been no like that. Until you want to sit up here and do better by yourself, to do better by your race and do better by your people, you are a part of the problem. Grow the up, get out that ego, stop being insecure, go to therapy. If therapy not your thing, find something that's therapy like and invest your time into that instead of investing your time into being negative, insecure, and egotistical and misogynistic. And I mean that. Until y'all are ready to grow the up, because there's no way in the hell men shouldn't be evolving to 42 and women evolving at 32 or 43, 32, however it go. That's an
Wait a minute. Are we Pokemon right now? So hold on. So what type of stone does it take to evolve black women? Because I've never. Is it like a moonstone? Is it a thunderstone? Is it a night stone? Is it a sunstone? Like I didn't know that we were going by levels at this moment in time. So black women evolve at what did she say like 32? Did she say 32? And then it takes a little bit longer. Because you gotta for Pokemon, you gotta feed Pokemon certain things in order to help the evolution and to get the stats, where you want them. Like this is, this is just. This man said a wick stone. That's crazy. Yo, this is so crazy. And it's crazy that she's speaking like this, because if a black man were to speak to black women like this, they would say like, yo, why are you speaking to me like you my father? You're not my father. You're not my pastor. You're not Jesus, da 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 da, and all this other type of stuff. You need to lead yourself, right? But she's talking to black men as if she's a mother. I'm not sure if people actually like see that. Like she's trying to like browbeat and like scold people in this convert. Y'all waving a finger. Y'all need to sit up there and learn. Y'all need to sit up there and listen to me. Y'all need to sit up there and catch up and do what it is that black women are sitting up. I didn't know it was a competition in the race. I didn't know that men and women were in a competition in the race. I could have sworn that those are two different sexes and we run different races. I did not know that this was like a unisex race. Like that doesn't make any type of sense. Like, why I would never sit up there and join a unisex race. I would never. That just no. I'm sorry. If I want to be in competition, I'm going to be in competition with men. I'm not going to be in competition with women. That doesn't make any type of. That's not going to prove anything for me. That's not even going to make me better. Like and that's not even in like a disrespectful way. Like I said, we all run different races. I don't know. Let's continue.
11-year difference. That's disgusting. Until y'all are ready to evolve, y'all are just as part of the problem as the white man that created the problem from the beginning. And you'll never sit up here and tell me otherwise, and I don't want to argue. It's statistic. Y'all love numbers, and numbers resonate with logic. Y'all men, ain't y'all logical? You heard me.
Need me a rich old white man. Black men are stingy, mean, and cheap. And that's the thing about old black males. They don't never have no money. The only thing that they have to offer is the smell of mothballs. Okay? The smell of mothballs and dirty drawers. Like they have absolutely nothing to offer and got the nerve to be sitting up here talking about these young girls be wanting them. Yeah, they want you for your social security check. That's about it. And then after they get the social security check, they go after younger men that's their age. Like, hell, why do you think that there's so many single old black males now? A lot of them don't have no rings on their fingers. They walk around with canes and in church by themselves, in the nursing homes by themselves. Don't nobody want that.
Black women are the least married.
So let me go back. So again, we saw this, and the craziest part is you have a lot of women in the black community. I'll sit up there and say that, you know, when they look at a black guy, they can tell automatically if he dates a white woman or not. Now it's gotten to the point where normally I would never sit up there and do anything like that, but I'm starting to look and I'm like, there seems to be two to three different types of looks when it deals with black women out here who like white men or want to be with white men. And this is one of those looks. It's crazy to sit up there and say at the same time that black men are broken, have nothing to offer, but then at the same time say black men are stingy. How could you be stingy how could a black man be stingy if he has nothing? You're saying that he's broke, destitute, don't got a job, don't got a pension, don't got a retirement, don't got social security. He has nothing to basically offer and give you. And you're saying in the video that to give you a white guy because they got everything. They can afford you the life, the soft life that you want and all this other. So it's about money then. It's not really about love. It's not about having, a person that's going to look at you for you. And it's about money. At least from what I'm gathering from what it is that, she is clear cut stating. And then she also wanted to further that by sitting up there saying like, yeah, all of these, old black men who actually wants them, who wants to be with them. This is why they're in the homes by themselves and all this other. I want to note that people seemingly forget and don't realize things that they say. And it further proves why it is that you have black men out here that have the reaction of like, all right, I'm about to just go dip out and go elsewhere. Or I'm going to, be, let's say like you got a dude that's 40 and he's dealing with somebody that's like 25. It's because you got women like this online just saying like nonsense for like no reason. It's like, first of all, like, I'm not even sure what your age might be. You probably, let me see, looking at probably like 30s, 40s. But you're worried about black men who are in homes, which means they should be maybe like 60s, 70s, things like that, or extenuating circumstance, maybe like a stroke or something. Maybe the dude might be in his 50s, but you're worried about dudes that you don't even hold it. You're not even interested in at all. And those are the ones that you're focused on instead of being focused on the men of your exact or within the range of your actual age range. I guess the problem comes in that she can't get specifically what it is that she wants directly out of those guys. So her, at the age that she is, she has to focus on older guys and talk about them. Because no, she's not in her 60s and 70s and whatnot talking about older black men. She's younger, which again is crazy to me. Doesn't make any sense. You should again be focused on men of your own age range, when it deals with a lot of these conversations. But you can't tell nobody nothing. I think I did see somebody's comment up there trying to say some. What did they say? Didn't they say like go? Was I out here complimenting black women or something like that? What was that? You say, yeah, are you out compliment your sister? Nope. I don't even know what that means. I'm trying to figure out what that means. I'm just trying to figure out. Like that doesn't even make any type of sense. Yo, Monster, what is up? You said, is it some kind of internet run where people find people just ish directly on black men because it's fun to do or something? Please help me out. Pretty much. It's the easiest way to make money. It's the easiest way to make money because women like this can easily, get other black women who may have, went through some things, 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 dates, some relationships or whatnot or whatever, and things didn't work out with those guys, and they can easily pull them directly into the fold, and they got a whole echo chamber where this is all they sit up there and do. And the other thing that I don't think a lot of these women realize is that you do realize that a lot of dudes out here are going to see the types of videos that you make. Like no guy in their right mind, logically speaking, would be attracted to a woman that consistently wants to get online and talk crazy about the men of their community. The only men that could realistically be attracted to this are men that also feel the exact same way that she does about black men. And that's just being real. That's just being real. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that, oh no, women like this are going to sit up there and find white guys that 100% like, they with and they just support black men. No, they both have to be two peas a part of the same pod. That's how that works. It's not going to be the whole opposites attract thing when it deals with black men. They are both going to be on the same page. Like I said, it is crazy. That is 100% crazy. Lord have mercy. Jesus, like I said, it is tough out here. But there's a problem if a black man with money goes to a white chick or dates outside of his race. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. You said, yes, please get with the Asia. I guess you mean Asians. And you said they love y'all better. You said, I'ma always ride for my black sisters. Now I want to know, this is you saying this about yourself. Ain't nobody in chat writing this about you. Like you're just talking stupid, clear cut for like no reason. Like this is like, you got to be kidding me. It's like, this is 100% wild right now. Like why? Like, brother, ma'am, person, you said yes, it's over for black love. I'm trying to like scroll through and catch up and see if I can catch the rest of these. What else? Random white dude talking about he's being summoned. Yeah, it's like, dog, I need you. Like I said, I don't know, and usually I don't do this. Like maybe you're part of like the Cynthia G crowd or whatnot, whatever, or whoever the new up and coming, new black female leader is when it deals with hating black men. Dog, you specifically saying this about yourself and putting this directly out there, and then on top of that, don't nobody even know who you are. Nobody knows if you're a black American woman or not. You could be mixed, you could be Indian, African, you could be anybody. You could be a Care Bear for all I care. But you decided that you wanted to speak and be like, oh no, I'm a black woman and yada 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 and all this other type of stuff. Don't nobody know who you are. Don't nobody know who you are, and you're just trying to throw some fuel directly and start a fire real quick, and then just like dip out. And this is what I be talking about. Like this is the type of clown work that I be talking about when it deals with like folks that be pulling up from like other channels and writing stuff directly in the comment sections. Like, instead of you just having a conversation specifically about the topic, you'll be like, yeah, I agree with with everything that all of these black women are sitting up there saying, including the black guy. I sit up there and ride directly for, the my black sisters directly. Yeah, that's some crazy work. Okay. That's cool. That's great. You say you're directly from the shy. All right, no problem. Right. So you're blacker than blacker than blacker than blacker. No problem. No problem. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to just agree with the general consensus of all of the black women I'm going to showcase that's going to have something negative to say about black men. I'm pretty sure, just like you said previously. All right. No problem. No problem. No problem.
And dirty draws. Like, they have absolutely nothing to offer and got the nerve to be sitting up here talking about these young girls be wanting them. Yeah, they want you for your social security check. That's about it. And then after they get the social security check, they go after younger men that's their age. Like, hell, why do you think that there's so many single old black males now? A lot of them don't have no rings on their fingers. They walk around with canes and in church by themselves, in the nursing homes by themselves. Don't nobody want that.
Black women are the least married, but black men make the worst husbands. Let's face the truth. No matter who y'all get married to, y'all still are the leaders of divorce.
No shade. We're all shade.
Being insecure.
Right. So we heard that.
Married to, y'all still are the leaders of divorce.
So again, we got the younger generation, and again we got X2, X6Z directly up there, and I'm pretty sure she agrees directly with this younger. This is obviously, I'm looking at the face, looking at the youthfulness. She's probably in her early 20s, and now she has decided to throw. At her young age, she decided to throw her hat directly in the ring of a conversation, which realistically has nothing to do specifically with her age range. Like I said, she is young, she is free, right? Anything, she has infinite possibilities. But this is the spot, this is the stop that she decided to step off the train on. Makes no sense. Early in life, this is the spot. Yes, it's not going to be a great outcome here. It's not going to be a great outcome. And this is, again, why I set up and said before, a lot of older women are brainwashing a lot of these young girls into believing a lot of nonsensical rhetoric when it deals with black men. And again, as I said in another live streaming video, it's going to take probably about a good 2 generations to get a lot of this stuff, straightened out. But we don't have that time. We don't. And at the end of the day, when everything is said and done and stuff is falling apart, when all of this rhetoric and all this stuff been going around, what's going to sit up to happen? People are going to turn around and be like, well, black men, if you were the actual leaders, if you would have stepped up, if you would have, told black men, black women to do this and do that, and then maybe it would be. Nah, like I said, people got to sit up there and lay in the bed that they made, that they created. It's wild work out here, and it's a shame.
Do with that information what you will.
They stay louder in the comments than they'll ever be in the community. Quick to play victim, quick to complain, but slow to stand up or take real accountability for anything. They weaponize their weakness, turn every struggle into a sob story, and whine about women's standards instead of working on themselves. All that bravado evaporates the second real life demands something more than a meme or a tantrum. Whack, because they chase clout instead of purpose. Whiny, because they can't handle a woman who refuses to shrink. And weak, because all they offer is noise, never real solutions, never real protection, and never real provision. While black women rise, build, and fight, the men sit, sulk, and scroll while demanding submission.
That Tuskegee football game is crazy to me because the moment that someone put their hands on that black woman, there were way too many black men in the band, the field, the stadium, the seats, quite literally walking by that white boy, and nobody put hands on him after he pushed that black woman. What is the purpose of black man's existence?
So let me try to
push back on the video I made defending that black man, LaRussell, just to find out that he's also an ain't Negro.
Well, let me pull back real quick.
It's crazy to me because the moment that someone put their hands on that black woman, there were way too many black men in the band, the field, the stadium, the seats, quite literally walking by that white boy, and nobody put hands on him after he pushed that black woman. What is the purpose of black man's existence?
So let me just pause it right there. I just want to pull back for a minute, right? What is the purpose of black men's existence? As I've been on social media for the longest time possible, the main things that I've heard from the largest and loudest minority directly out here when it deals with the online space is that black men cannot lead, black men are not providers, black men are not protectors, black men are not fathers, black men don't build, we don't contribute, we're not there for emotional support. Pretty much black men don't do anything, but we do everything wrong. And then within that exact same time frame, I hear black women talk about that they're strong, they can protect themselves, they can take care of themselves, they don't need a man. Black men are oppressors. Black men are part of the systematic oppressive system that have enslaved pretty much the whole world. Black men are detrimental in a variety of ways, and yada 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 yada. And now we come to a point in time where this black woman or whoever, right, wants to basically ask the question, what is the purpose of black men's existence, when we've told that we don't have a purpose? We've also been told in videos that I've covered that we shouldn't even exist at all. And we've also been told that the men that she is talking about are the ones that love black women the most. So I'm looking at it as that maybe when it dealt with whatever was happening at that football game, that maybe the black men thought that out of all the things that black women have been saying, that how other women out there, I'm sorry, not other women, other men out there love them more than anybody else. Maybe the black men were like, oh, that was just having a lover's quarrel. That was just a lover's spat, or different things of the sort, right? Oh, you said say all the stuff about black women. What stuff would that be? Because I don't really say things. Now I make responses if people want to get stupid. Okay, for anybody out here, anybody that said, I gotta pause the video real quick. For anybody in the comment section that can clearly see what it is that this woman set up there and typed, I want you to know that this is what crazy looks like. This is what I have never in my life seen somebody write such a ridiculous comment ever in like where somebody at a point in time, let me know where was I calling forth to cause harm to somebody. Like, brother, what? You need to go get your meds. Like, yo, you need to check yourself directly into a home or something at this moment in time. You got some problems. You got some deep problems, brother. Like, Lord have mercy. Like, dog, I pray to God that you are just like some random AI troll. You can't be a real person. You cannot be a real person. You can't be a real person. Like, I'm not sure if you wanted to sit up there and say that, and you were in hopes that was going to trigger me to give you a certain type of reaction. But yeah, that's not going to sit up there and work. I'm smarter than the average bear. I've been doing this for too long. Like, dog, you need to sit up there and realistically go seek some help. I don't know what women you got in your for any men out here. This right here. Let me just hold on. Let me pull back. That comment that you see directly in front of you, stay away from women like that. Those are the types of women that will make false claims. They will falsify claims directly on you. They will decide to make false police reports directly on you. They will have you going all throughout the courts. And then those will be the same exact type of women that when they fabricate and tell that tall tale and put it directly out there on social media, other women will sit up there and come through and believe her. They will 100% sit up there and believe her without fail. They won't sit up there and question. They won't ask for any type of evidence. Also, for the women out here, I want you to understand that women like this that pull up, the one that just sat up there and wrote this, they have daughters. These will be the types of women that will raise daughters to teach them to lie directly on your sons, hemming your sons up, stealing away their time and their freedom away from you, locking them up just because. Like, dog, get like, yo, go get yourself in, like, yo, this is just bring on the robots at this point. just bring on the robots pretty much at this point. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We're having just a normal conversation about these videos, and you want to sit up there and escalate this to like 1,000. Like, what's wrong with you, brother? Like, really, what is wrong with you? And like I said before earlier on, you got a lot of women out here that need therapy. Like I said, whatever men did, whatever directly to you, I am not them. Don't bring that here. Go talk to your father about that. Go talk to your brother, your fiance, or your husband. If you even could potentially in this reality have one, go talk to your sons. Go talk to whoever those men are that made you feel that way. I don't got nothing to do with that. I ain't never met you. I ain't never seen you. Move along. Like, yo, that is crazy. That is diabolical, dog. I ain't never in my life seen no foolishness like this. Like, you literally are a first. I might have to sit up there and just like make this. Let me go back. I'm gonna have to let me see if I can mark this part of the stream just so I can just remind myself. Because I might have to break this into like a solo video or something. Because that's wild to me. I ain't never in my life ever seen a comment like that. Let me see what side. So you came from. I'm just checking to see what channel she came from. She came from the other one. So let me make sure to mark it on that side like that. That is, yo, I ain't never seen such foolishness in my life. Out of all of my time being a content creator, I've never seen this. I've never seen such foolishness. Like that is wild. That is wild. Well, Tippy sat up there and packed that lady up. I see it. Thank you, Tippy. Because I've never in my life. Anyways, let's continue on with the videos here.
I even have to push back on the video I made defending that black man, LaRussell, just to find out that he's also an Negro. Like, black men, what is the purpose of your existence if it isn't there to serve and protect us? Like, all those Negroes. Had it been a white bitch, had it been the only white girl on that team getting pushed by that white boy, we would have seen hordes of black men running to the field to knock the out.
What?
Someone's bald daddy watched their daughter get hit and you didn't get the up to defend your daughter. I know somebody's child was on that field.
What?
And I know that black man sat there and did nothing. Because we saw that none of those black men did. Because you saw he only started with the women. He made sure he only put his hands on the black women. That white boy knew that he could get away with that because black men are weak. Y'all are scared. Of what? I don't know. Because y'all have never gone to the point to where you're willing to die for this. Y'all are just
I so this is where I'm confused. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't everybody basically say that black men are not fathers? And didn't I list that earlier? where people are like, black men, they're not fathers, they don't stick around and all this other, right? So how does she basically come out of nowhere and make this theory of an invisible black man sitting up there talking about, I know the father was there? How? I thought we weren't, I thought we were never in our kids' lives. What, where? Where did you see the father? How? What eagle eye vision did you have in that stadium to be able to specifically spot the DNA and match it up with the women that were there and say like, oh yeah, those are the fathers right there sitting in row 2F. Why didn't they get up to doing it? What? So you demonizing the father. How you don't know that maybe their fathers died? So what? They're supposed to awake from your graves, and then what? Just go to fight. So now we're going to have zombies just out here like fighting. Like, yo, do people not really think about stuff before they sit up there and just like say stuff? Like, and again, I never saw the video, but I've seen enough instances where folks out here want to run their mouth on stuff. And then when, things happen. And then people are like, yo, why didn't men sit up there and defend these women? Yo, you got a lot of loudmouth women directly out there that want to run their mouth and think that they right about something, and also think that they can step directly into a man's face and say whatever it is that they want to sit up there and say, and think that men out here are not going to sit up there and have a response. And I keep trying to tell a lot of women out here, every man is not the same. Just because men in your family might allow you to sit up there and talk and act a certain type of way, men out here in public who are not related to you, that does not mean that they're going to act the same way. So this is why I try to tell people, act accordingly. I try to always tell a lot of women out here, do not get into a man's face. Do not provoke a man. Don't sit up there. There's no reason for you to try to get the last word. You might be able to do that in a relationship. You may be able to do that with men who are in your family, maybe even a male friend. Do not do that to random dudes directly out here, because all of these dudes out here are not going to respond the same. I keep trying to tell people that, but nobody wants to sit up there and listen. Nobody wants to listen, and then stuff happens. So like I said, I don't know what specifically happened in that video, but I do know that I've watched and I've also reported on too many videos of women and their daughters getting into young men's faces, and just men's faces in general, and think that they can just haul off and swing or spit directly on somebody or put a finger or whatnot or whatever in somebody's face, and think that a reaction is not going to happen. Like I said, people got to be mindful, because you've had a lot of dudes out here that tried to, protect a woman, and he ended up losing his life because he stepped up. Because what a lot of women seem to forget is that when two men are in a confrontational, type of deal, it's going to lead to violence. Always. It's going 9 times out of 10, it's going to lead to violence. So if with the two women, it was like, all right, he just pushed her. All right, that's all that's going to happen. If a man stepped up and decided he wanted to get into this dude's face, you might just have a group fight. People might just pull out some weapons, or better yet, somebody might lose their life. I done seen it in cover videos like that too many times. But a woman like this, she would not actually care, because she was like, what is a black man's purpose if you're not willing to sit up there and just die for me? Who are you? Just to be honest, who are you? I got women in my family and everything of the sort to sit up there and risk my life directly for. You are not them. You got men in your family. Have that conversation directly with them. Tell them to put their lives up for the altar so that you can live to an old age, and their life can sit up there and stop at like 14, 18, 26, 30, or 45. Like I said, this is wild crazy out here, that there's an expectation that random dudes should just want to throw their lives directly out. So you don't care about the other black women out here that's going to be left unprotected. You don't care about those black men that got daughters or nieces that they taking care of. You don't care about none of those women and how they're going to be unprotected because that one man is now gone. All just so that you can sit up there and be out there and survive and have the defense that you want. Like I said, that's that selfishness that I keep trying to tell people about. Like, that's some wild work. And chances are very great she doesn't even like black men at all. So again, why would you want a black man to sit up here and sacrifice his life for you when more than likely you're 9 times out of 10 interested in men of other races? Just saying. Just saying.
Just
If you want to know what it's like to literally talk to a brick wall, go watch Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay's their last interview, where they're discussing Aiden Ross and Doechii and the way so many of these white streamers or non-black streamers feel so comfortable disrespecting and just being blatantly racist towards Doechii. Go watch their interaction because that was just like the most annoying shit I ever watched. And I only watched 10 minutes of it. I had to turn it off. And it's like a 2-hour podcast. They start talking about it later in the podcast. And Rachel Lindsay is pointing out how we would not have people like Aiden Ross if we did not have black men in our community who support those types of people. She literally gives a whole list of black rappers, black people who hang out around Aiden. And that's why he feels so comfortable disrespecting black women. She breaks it down perfectly. Van Lathan's response is, all black men are not like that. That's not fair to say. I'm not like that. He immediately internalized everything that she was saying and flipped it. His first response, once she was done with her spiel, his first response was, if it was black women in this situation, we wouldn't even be approaching it like this. What? It is so annoying to see people try to have real conversations that we need to have in our community because these are real life problems within the community, and immediately see people get defensive. He was trying to like all lives matter the situation.
Okay. What's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track.
So this is the artist
I have my
Doechii.
answer.
Is it close enough?
Are you want to guess one more time? What would be a red flag for me?
Bad music taste?
Oh, that is a good one.
Because that's one for me.
That is a good one.
Like,
but that's
what
not
do you
what
mean
I put.
you don't listen to Michael Jackson?
But okay. Okay. This is a huge red flag for me. All right.
You know what's so crazy? I was going to say men.
I mean, strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
So let's just pause that real quick.
You're heterosexual.
So I want people to understand, right? Doechii is the person to the left, darker complected, and she was on a show with one of her friends, and she said one of the red flags that she has a problem with when it deals with men, let's just put it out there, specifically black men, is if they're, first of all, a man, and second of all, if they're heterosexual. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, why would a straight man come out there and defend you? You said that straight men are a red flag. You said straight men are problematic, right? Dangerous, problematic. They're just red flag, right? Everything else but a straight man is great. So shouldn't you then have those other guys that you consider great to come out there and actually defend you because straight men are the problem? So, like this is what I be talking about. This is why I have to sit up there and and put these videos directly together the way that I have to put them together so that people can get a full, well-rounded understanding. Because let me see if I can let this play for a minute.
But we're not talking.
Okay, so I gotta take it back real quick, right? Because this woman right here, she's not going to sit up there and tell you everything that Doechii basically stated, right? To everything that I know, Van is a heterosexual black male. So why, if you know who Doechii is as an artist and you follow her, because a lot of women tend to follow a lot of other women and they pay attention to all this other type of stuff. If you know that Doechii does not like heterosexual men and she is not attracted to men realistically, unless they dibble and dabble in other things, why would you want a heterosexual black man to defend her? Shouldn't you be having somebody like not RuPaul, because I don't got a problem with RuPaul. What's the other dude's name? Billy Porter. Shouldn't you be having like Billy Porter, Little Nas X, or somebody like that coming out to defend Doechii, because those are the only ones that would be able to properly defend Doechii, right? And this is why I be trying to sit up and tell a lot of women out here. I'm like, yo, y'all got to be very careful about the stuff y'all say online, because y'all be saying some of the most craziest stuff. Because number one, you want to sit up there and blame black men for Aiden Ross. How? Like, dog, what are we even talking about? Do you even know the stats on his demographics? Like, you're just up here, you're just doing a bird talk. Like, that's all. You can't even bring up Aiden Ross's kick demographics. You didn't even bring up his Twitch demographics. You didn't bring up nothing. You're just like, oh yeah, Aiden Ross is here, and I'm going to sit up there and list like these 3 to 4, black artists. How does that, and how do those 3 or 4 black millionaires encompass the rest of ordinary average black men directly out here? Average black dudes ain't sitting up there watching Aiden Ross. Like, are you stupid, deaf, or dumb? Like, or all three? Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's why I be saying, like, it's always these huge generalizations. And then when it comes time to be talking about black women, we got to list black men because they're the villain. They're at fault for every single thing. We got to make sure to point a finger directly at them. Like, come on, man. Aiden Ross's demographics are not even like 90, 80, 70 or whatever percent. It's not even a higher percentage of black men that sit up there and watch Aiden Ross. Like, this is like, yo, this one, this is the weirdo type of behavior that I be talking about every single time. And these are the same women that are going to give over these same talking points to the younger women and to these young girls directly out here, to the teenagers and to people's young daughters. They're going to go on TikTok and they're going to listen to women like this and believe every single word, because people are like, well, why not sit up there and believe a woman? Why would a woman sit up there and lie directly on a man? And a lot of women think like that a woman doesn't have a reason to lie. And that's the most dangerous mentality to sit up there and even have. Guys know the other dudes sit up there and lie about stuff, but for whatever reason, you got, a lot of women out here that's like, oh no, women don't have a reason to lie. We wouldn't sit up there and lie. What's the benefit? What do we get directly out of it? Oh boy. Let me just speed this up.
I mean, strike one. You're a man. Yeah. And you're heterosexual. Yeah.
But we're not talking about men, though. It's obvious that all race of men, if you just put them all into one, they make more money than women. Like, every time I look around, y'all sit up here and bring up, oh, men, keyword men, make more money than women. Y'all not fooling nobody. We're talking about black men, and y'all do not be making no money. Y'all do not be making more money than black women. Let's just keep it 100. Y'all are the most unemployed demographic of males. Most of y'all don't run no businesses. Most of y'all don't own it and don't have it. So please stop sitting up here talking about some men make more money than women. We're not talking about some just men. We're talking about black men. Like, stop making yourselves look stupid on this app. Please.
From what I gather from yesterday's conversation,
Right, so let's just go back there, right?
Men make more
I have no problem. I'm pretty sure, like I say, anybody can look this up. We can just take it with a grain of salt. This is what I just looked up real quick, right? So let's go back to what she said before about, black men not, making no type of money, yada yada yada, all the other type of great stuff. Let me see if I can get this saved. Right? It's probably at the bottom. I got the snapshot for it. So let's read this all together. Sorry if it's a little bit small directly for your screen, but it says, based on recent United States labor data, black men generally earn more than black women, with the median weekly earnings of black men around $1,032 compared to $927 for black women as of late 2025. While black women have high labor force participation, they face a double wage gap, often earning less due to industry segregation and systematic disparities. Weekly earnings in quarter 3 of 2025, black men's median weekly earnings are $1,032, while black women's were $927. Gender gap: black women earn approximately 92% of what black men earn, which is one of the smallest gender pay gaps among racial groups, but both groups earn significantly less than white men. Wealth divide: a 2022 report indicated a significant wage gap where single black men have a median wealth of 10,100 compared to the 1,700 for single black women. Education impact: while black women have higher rates of college enrollment, they often face a wider pay gap relative to white male counterparts than black men do. So again, those are the stats. Maybe somebody can find something different where it correlates with what it is that she stated, that, black women are just out here just earning the lion's share of every single thing. But again, I looked this up. I just typed it in as soon as she sat up there and said it, and that's specifically what I got. So if I'm to take what I see directly in front of me, where does she get her information from? That's all I'm asking. And like I said, this is not me trying to sit up there and look down upon black women or anything like that. I'm just, again, having a conversation about what she said. She said that black women are basically doing the big thing. They're making all the money, and black dudes are basically broke. We don't got nothing. She was like, stop talking about all men and focus in on black men. That's your problem. Y'all don't want to focus on yourselves, because when you do the comparison, when we talk about this contest of who's making the most money, we all know, the world knows, that black women are making the most. And this is what I got. And again, we're in 2026, so the information is from just fresh last year. So we're not talking about something from like 2003. We're not talking about 2012. We're not even talking about 2015. We're talking about literally just a few steps back into 2025. So yeah, like I said, I don't know where she got her information from. I don't know where she got her information from. Somebody said, who is she dating? I don't know. She might just be dating dudes like from the street. Like I said, I don't know, because she was highly adamant that she knew what it was that she was talking about. And I'm like, yeah, you should have. This, like I keep saying, this is the umpteenth video where I'm sitting up there stating that, why don't people do a little bit of research before they just decide to say something online? Like it again, it just took a few seconds, 5 seconds, to just type it in. That's all it took. That's all it took. But I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have mattered, because she still would have, wanted to, paint her narrative and push it directly out there again, so that she can get fields of black women in her comment section on her side to follow her and to throw money in her direction. Yep.
Women, we're not talking about some just men. We're talking about black men.
All right. So let me just try to speed this up just a bit. Trying to get this precisely
Like, stop
back
making
down.
yourselves look stupid on this app, please.
She the only one looking stupid.
From what I gathered from yesterday's conversation, that black men are not evolving, and that is what holding the black community back from evolving altogether. Is that some of y'all don't like that women are educated. Y'all don't like that black women are educated at that. And somebody, people in the comments were like, why the f is she talking? Like, what the f is she talking about? Like,
Wait a minute. And so Columbus said, I'm a street dude and we don't get counted. What are you talking about? Yes, you do. There's fields of conversations where women sit up there and are they're specifically asked the question, would you rather have a 9-to-5 dude or a street dude that's scamming and selling drugs? And the women out there always sit up there and say they want the scammers. They want the street dudes. They don't want no 9-to-5 dude. They want instant money, because y'all are, quote unquote, able to get instant money every single day. Like 5 minutes, you got a street dude out there. Hey, they just got like 5K, 10K, right? Something like that, just instantly, right? Normal everyday dudes, they got to sit up there and work, and they got to wait. If somebody's lucky enough, they got a weekly paycheck. If not, then you got the bi-weekly, which is, of course, every 2 weeks. So you got to wait on that, and then you're also getting taxed. So no, street dudes do get counted. I'm not sure where you got that from. Street dudes always been winning. Like I said, it'd be like that. Again, glory to the winner. Ain't no hate in my heart. All I'm sitting up there saying is, at the end of the day, these conversations realistically deal with like ordinary dudes who ain't, directly in the streets or, ripping and running, all of the other type of stuff. Just saying. But anyways, let me just keep going.
I was feeling delusional. I was like, am I tweaking? Like, do I know what the I'm talking about? And I do know what the I'm talking about because I see it on my FY page. Now I get what them saying. They saying, if you don't see black love, go engage with it, go look it up, then you'll see it, then it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Which I understand. I know how the algorithm works. But it was like y'all was teaching me about nothing. And then when I'm like, okay,
What?
I agree with the statistics and marriage and stuff, but it's not out loud. Y'all not loving us out loud. We want to see y'all say, we love black women, we love.
No. I didn't fully watch this video. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I want y'all to pay attention to what she did. She said that I see the statistics, basically saying that she knows that black men and women are in relationships, engaged and married more than, the reverse. She says that she knows how to specifically look for the content, but that doesn't matter. So all of the important stuff that is directly in front of you, she's like, nah, that doesn't fit with my narrative. That doesn't matter. What I feel is that black men need to love us out loud. We need to hear y'all from the rooftops. Y'all need to make like airplanes. Y'all need to make movies and all this. Man, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Because you feel a certain type of way. And again, I'm not sure what lens that she's looking through. I don't know what other demographic that she's looking directly at. Maybe she watched The Notebook. And if she did watch The Notebook, she would understand that a lot of women don't even know what it is that they want. Tell me what you want. I don't know. Tell me what you want. I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of women. Because again, she could have the answers. She could have the cheat sheet, but she was like, no, those are not the right answers. What I feel is the actual answer is the answer. Like, this is wild. This and again, younger generation out here talking like this. Like this is wild. This is wild to say that you got the stats. You know that black men and women are in relationships and marriages, but that does not care because your feelings override any of that data, any of that information, any of what you can actually see of this reality. That is some wild work.
Black women out loud, and that's not what y'all doing. Some of y'all still not taking accountability in the comments. I think it was like 2 or 3 men that said yes, some men are tweaking. And when I asked for a solution, there is still no solution. I honestly believe in I forgot that woman's name. I think it was Princess Priscilla.
Sweet Lord.
She said they keep us dumb on purpose. They do. I can see why they're getting rid of the Department of Education. They need women dumb. We're easier to control that way. With men, they don't really care about their education because they just make good soldiers whether they have good education or not. But with women, they keep us dumb because they know we would advance above man. And it's not the same cocky.
Huh? Let me hold on.
They know we would advance.
So okay, let me just get this straight. Let's just. So I want everybody in this comment section, for those who are Black Americans, I want you to try to, as much as possible, just void all emotions. Black women, right? As what people have stated, black women have, the most homes, probably some cars or whatnot or whatever, money, education, businesses, all of that, right? So that is advancement, correct? Right? That's advancement above men. But even with that, black women are still suffering. So it doesn't make any type of sense. If you've advanced far beyond black men, how could you still be suffering? And then how could black men still be holding you back? How could black men even still be your problem? You're in a whole different tax bracket. You're in a whole different avenue of life, right? You done shot for Andromeda at this moment in time, right? You went past the moon. You went for a whole nother galaxy. So how are you still looking back at the Milky Way and reminiscing about like, yo, I remember this was, problematic at home. You're in a whole nother system at this moment in time. Like, that don't even make any sense. You can't say that you advanced and then you're still looking back and complaining. Like, what are we talking about here? You've advanced far, far beyond, as people want to say, Black women have advanced far beyond black men, but yet black men are still the problem. They're still your oppressor. We're still holding you down. What? Like I'm a little I just wow. I'm highly confused. I'm trying to figure out if I even made sense with my example because I feel like I might have gotten lost. Like this is wow. Wow. And people and women, y'all really subscribe? Y'all really sit here on TikTok all day and like listen to women like this? Wow. now I understand why Zeus Network is able to get the money that they get. I understand it. I'm starting to understand. I get it. I see the method.
Above man. And it's not to seem cocky, it's not to seem condescending, because that's what men been saying in the comments. You think you know all this shit. I don't think I know all this shit. That's why I'm bringing y'all in the conversation so we can talk about it together and evolve together in the black community. I really thought I was tweaking because some of y'all like, this is just internet talk. Go touch some grass. When in actuality, I go outside, y'all act the same way. Don't piss me off. Y'all act the same way on the internet and off the internet. And then y'all like, not everybody's on the internet. Everybody is on the internet 24/7. People wake up and get on their phones, including myself. We're on the internet 24/7. So our thoughts and our opinions are being recorded because that's what we post online. That's what we choose to post. Like, y'all really are holding us back. None of y'all in the comments gave me a solution. And when I try to engage, y'all run. Dead ass, y'all run. Like, it's...
And this is one of the biggest parts of the problem.
Right. So she said that everybody's on the internet every day, right? Pretty much all the time. So this is what we got so far. Pretty much, and it's not everyone, right? So they said as of late 2024 / early 2025, roughly 2/3, which is about 68 to 73% of the world's population is online, equating to over 5.5 billion people. Those significant gaps remain, especially in low-income countries where less than 30% use the internet, contrasting with over 90% in high-income nations. The number of users grows yearly, but access quality and consistency varies greatly. So yeah, it's not everybody. I could have sworn somebody said we got about like 8 billion people directly on the planet. Nah, brother, it's not everybody, and I can tell you it's not 24/7. For the simple fact that in a lot of countries they don't even got consistent internet directly out there, and a lot of phones out there are not really that great if you happen to look around. But you know. So even going down to the bottom, they said digital divide. Say high income countries, around 93% of the population uses the internet. And again, high income countries. Low income is only 27%. So again, you got a lot of poor countries directly out there where people have little to no internet access. And then again, add into that the whole aspect of consistent electricity. Yeah, no, like I said, this is the whole reason why they're trying to put Starlink directly out there in order to give the rest of the world internet access. Matter of fact, I should have tried to look up internet access about like 2019. I should have did that because they probably added Starlink directly in there in order to get that percentage as high as it is. Because during the 2023, somewhere about like in between like the pandemic to like now, they've been adding up Starlink satellites and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, these young women out here,
like, y'all really are holding us back. None of y'all in the comments gave me a solution. And when I try to engage, y'all run. Dead ass, y'all run. Like, it's...
like I said, this is somebody else's handsome daughter directly out here. For her to have the type of anger that she has, and she's just talking directly into like the camera, she got some problems. I'm just gonna be real. Like that's crazy. Like it's different if you highlight and you see like the comment, and that's somebody who actively comes directly to you. It's different, right? But you're going off of like pretty much nothing. She didn't have no comment directly up there. She didn't even list nobody. She got mad about 2 to 3 times in her own, making her own self angry, hyping her own self up about whatever. Like that again didn't make no type of sense. Need to get that directly under control. Need some therapy. You're too young to be doing nonsense like that and going on this whole tangent talking about men. And then you sit up here talking about black men are holding you back. Holding you back from what? From what? Like somebody let me know in this timeline. When was the last time that black men stopped black women from, going for higher learning, going to college, going to get a car, going to get a house or an apartment, a condo, opening a business? Like I'm just, brother, Jesus. Somebody let me know, where has black men been holding back black women from everything? Because I'm just trying to, I don't see it. Maybe I'm blind because I'm a man, right? I'm just, somebody help me understand, because maybe I'm just that ignorant. Because as a man, maybe I can't sit up there and see specifically what it is. Somebody may need to sit up there and educate me. Like this is wild. This is 100%. I'm trying to figure out, like, when my mom was going through nursing school as a young black boy, how was I holding my mom back from schooling and getting a higher education? I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to figure out also, since I was born, how was I holding back my grandmother from any? Is And y'all really sit up there and listen to women like this? This is why I understand to an extent why people sit up there and say that women shouldn't be preachers. I'm starting to see it now, and that's going to sound sexist as all get out. It be like that because I'm listening to this rhetoric directly in front of me. So if I know that there are women out here that talk like this, it's going to get far worse if it has anything to do with the church. It can't get any better. It can't get any better. It just can't. It just can't. It just can't. Let's keep going.
And this is one of the biggest parts of the problem. I hate how black men have weaponized their mediocrity. Like in 2023, where you need to make damn near 100K to have a suitable standard of living, you think black women who have been working hard, probably educated, making a life for herself when she met you, you think she should marry to financial instability for what? Like, what's the actual reasoning for that? Every other culture and ethnicity of women are normalized and brought up to pick men based on how they can provide and take care of them and be equally yoked. When it comes to black women, we are the only ones who are constantly being told to accept less. And you guys aren't being told to do more. So now when black women are saying, oh my gosh, there's nothing to choose from, there are no eligible men ready to get married, ready to have families, ready to be able to provide and help take care of a family, y'all respond with, oh, well, there are a lot of men who are making under 50K. And then when black women marry these men who make under 50K, and these men end up being terrible fathers, terrible husbands, abusive, insecure because they make more than half less of their wife, y'all get on podcasts and say, well, you should have chose better. So it all boils down to you all not liking black women. I understand a lot of black men grew up in households where they saw their black mothers sacrifice everything, have nothing for themselves, be super unhappy, and struggle. And we're not doing that. Period. Black men are allowed to have preferences when it comes to the body type of women, how their hair looks, their skin tone, things that they can't actually really control a lot of the times. But black women are not allowed to have standards when it comes to income and financial stability. The answer is do better. I think it's safe to say black women have nothing more to do to be better partners. And y'all are getting left behind, by the way.
If you were trying to book a 304 and you wonder, why doesn't she do AA clients?
Right. So again, we got the septum ring as normal, right? So the thing where she wants to list the whole thing, there's two different areas directly in here, right? You have the dual household and then you got the single household. If you're single, it's 102K to 107K, right? To quote unquote live comfortable or have a comfortable life. The other one is a little bit less. It's a few thousand less, right? But the problem that is not being listed is the fact of where people decide to live, right? So let's just take a look directly at this. Because, like I said, people can say one thing but not give the full total information directly out there. So again, looking stuff directly up, the same as everybody else is able to sit up there and do. They say that key points for stability in 2025 and 2026 national average single adults need nearly 106K per year to cover their needs, wants, and savings, minimum comfort range, in more affordable states. Keyword, pay attention. More affordable states, a single person can achieve this level of stability with an income of roughly 80 to 90K. High cost areas in states like Hawaii, Massachusetts, California, the required salary to live comfortable life exceeds 119K to 124K. Bare minimum stability. Again, we're going through three different levels here. It says for just basic survival, housing, food, utilities, transport, and insurance, a single person might need around 60 to 70K annually, though this does not allow for significant savings and leisure. So again, we're dealing with three different tiers, right? We're dealing with, I guess you could sit up there and say like poor, and then the high cost. No, yeah, we can deal with the bare minimum, which is poor in a sense. I'm just going to label as that because it's three tiers, right? Poor, medium class, and rich, right? So poor is bare minimum, medium class is in the middle, and then high cost is for the higher tier folks. For whatever reason, she wants to focus on high tier stuff. This is why I tell people when people are talking, look up the stuff that they're specifically talking about, because they can say something, but they can misconstrue that to basically fit a narrative. You don't need 100K to live and survive directly in these United States. You got a lot of people that make below that, and they're surviving, they're managing, they're living, right? So they said the top 5 most expensive states for single people in 2025. Number 1 is Hawaii at 124K. Number 2 is Massachusetts at 120. Number 3 is California at 119. Number 4 is New York at 114. And number 5 is Washington at 109, right? Then after that, they said the top 5 most affordable states for single people 2025. West Virginia, 80K. Arkansas, number 2 at 81. Number 3, South Dakota at 82. Number 4, North Dakota at 82. Kentucky at 83. And it would, of course, keep going and keep going. So then they also stated key factors. I'm sorry I didn't put that up there. Key factors below. They said housing in 2025, the median rent for a 1-bedroom apartment nationwide is roughly $1,500 per month, which can potentially exceed up to $2,800 in high cost cities. Again, pay attention to the word high cost cities. Location: living in a metropolitan area like San Jose, California requires far more, up to 163K more than in rural areas or smaller cities. Then he also said monthly expenses. Average monthly expenses for a single person, including housing, food, transportation, and healthcare, approximately add up to 4,600 to close to 5K. So again, a lot of the stuff is manageable. The other thing that she didn't mention when she wanted to run her mouth is the fact that a lot of people have poor managing skills when it deals with their finances. A lot of people would actually be better off if they would manage their finances properly. And again, I'm talking about for those who are single, those who don't have dependents, kids and things of that nature. Even if you have two people that are, let's say, in a relationship or engaged, again, no kids, they are still, because that's two incomes added up, they fare better as well. They're not going to sit up there and struggle unless you have you don't know how to be financially responsible. Like I said, all of these talking points, this is why I keep saying, like, a lot of women, y'all really take the time to hear these birds out here talking, and they're just saying whatever it is that they want to say, and they just add in, oh, let me just throw black men directly up here. That's some crazy work. Like, yo, just at the end of the day, like for her, I'm like, yo, just say that you broke. Just say that it's tough for you to sit up there and do, because you got a lot of black dudes out here, they ain't having no problems. They good. I'm not sure why people are making it seem like black men don't have apartments or their own living situations. I'm not sure why people are making it be like, oh yeah, these black men, they either, just living off of 100% of women, or they're just like still living at home. I don't know where people are specifically getting this from, or who they're talking to or dealing specifically with. I need people to do better. I need people to do better. Like that is wild. Like that is 100% wild. Um, let me see what else we got. Somebody said, "Why even make a video about this? They really don't matter." You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I normally do directly. On this channel, I talk about a variety of content that is here. Even if it's not this, I still talk about other things as well too. So it'd be like that. Wait, who was Tippy referring to? He said, "Not gonna lie." He said, "Black women are last on his list for dating." I mean, like I said, the main thing that I can sit up there and like I said, I don't know his situation, but normally when I see comments that I've run across like this, even on my own channel, 9 times out of 10, people just had bad interactions. And the main thing that I happen to tell people is that y'all got to sit up there and realistically do better in choosing folks. And I say that specifically to both black men and black women. Y'all got to sit up there and do better when y'all go out here and dating and stop trying to, look at the physical every single time. Like, she got that body is done and all this other. It's like, yeah, that's possibly the worst person to actually deal with. The same thing when it deals with black women. They sit up there and deal with dudes that aesthetically are pleasing to them versus starting off with the internal. This is again why you have a lot of black women out here that tend to fall for the trap and they end up with the wrong black guys every single time, get knocked up and pregnant, or they get left with something incurable or whatnot, whatever, and then they want to turn around and sit up there and say all black men are trash. It's like, nah, your selective picking is trash. And again, that goes directly for both parties, both for black men and women. That want to go out here and complain. Y'all selective choosing is trash. Y'all energy out here is trash, which also means that you as an individual are trash. Y'all need to sit up there and pick up that trash and clean it. y'all got to do better. You said black women are the worst to deal with. I'm like, you don't know how to just like selectively like just fill out people, like just date for a few months or something. Because I feel as though that we're living in a time and age where folks are just like, all right, they talk for a few days or a week, and then automatically people sleeping together, and then you find out that this person ain't a match or that they're just the worst person for you. Yeah, this is why people should be waiting. This is why people should specifically be waiting when it deals with a lot of stuff. Wait, what? I'm a little bit confused. You said you don't care because you chose the bear. Wait, what? I'm highly confused. Let me see something real quick. Let me see. Do. Let me see something real quick. Okay. I don't even know what that means. And then this is looking like, or I see Bishop Don Juan in the background. Like I said, I don't know if that's a real picture or not, but you got a picture of Snoop Dogg directly up there in Mardi Gras, which looks like Girls Gone Wild. And matter of fact, funny enough, the white dude in that picture looks like Jason Pope. DJ Jason Pope, if anybody knows specifically who that is. Like I said, people just be writing stuff directly in these comment sections. Yeah, Kylie said 85% of black men are with black women. So how is our future in jeopardy? That is bars. That is 100% bars. Let me see what we got. Wait, who said? I'm trying to go back to the comment where somebody said someone was in jeopardy. Let me see. Have issues if they ask her to lose weight. The relationships in the white community are majority 50-50. You said black American women are ones compared to the rest of women around the world. The craziest part is like, it's wild, because like I said, I can sit up there and see stuff every single day. I wear glasses, so obviously, I stigma, whatever people want to sit up there and call it, or just like naturally blind. Even with glasses, I can still sit up there and spot black women out here who look good. I'm not sure where you're looking. Like, dog, you must be living in some, I don't know. I don't know what town or city you specifically from, but you need to specifically venture out of that and go through the United States to different black cities. Cause yeah, that's not even, I'm sorry. That's not even flying with me right now. You sitting up there talking about some, all these black women in the United States at once. I don't know who you looking at. I don't know who you looking at. I guess the black women out here that are actually attractive, like just like naturally attractive, I guess they're invisible to you, and you just focus on what it is that you find quote unquote undesirable. That's some wild. People gotta get their eyes checked. People got to really sit up there and get their eyes checked. On a lot of stuff like that is wild. Like that is wild. Diabolical in nature. I don't know, but like I said, wherever you want to sit up there and go out there and do that. All I sit up there and tell people is don't come back crying. I don't want to hear no problems and situations. I don't want to hear no conversations about people got swindled out of their money. The women's drug you and trap. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Everything better be crystal. It better be rainbows and sugar drops. It better be always sunny. Every single time. Like that is wild. That is wild. That's wild. But anyways, let me see. All right, let's this one is going to be a very interesting conversation. How we even got people that are going to be talking from a whole different demographic job wise on this topic is crazy. And a generalization that's going to happen again is crazy, but it'd be like that.
By the way,
If you are trying to book a 304 and you wonder, why doesn't she do AA clients? It's because typically AA clients are the worst clients that you will ever have. It does not matter if you work by yourself or if you have folks. Everyone says the same thing about AA clients. Now, I also think that AA clients are the worst, but my best client was 3 years younger than me, and he was AA. But he was a professional football player, so he's in a whole different league. An AA client usually does not have much money to spend, and they have the most demands ever. In America, AA people are not as highly ranked on the hierarchy as other types of people. So, for an AA man to feel powerful and to have his ego stroked, he likes to feel like he got over, like he won, like he finessed. Typically, AA clients do not read any of your ad copy. They do not read any of your website. They do not read anything at all. They will also complain about your rates. They will try to push your clock. So if they book a 30-minute appointment, they're going to try to make it 40 and be like, well, let me finish. Let me do this. They will nag you. They will get on your nerve. They will try to take advantage in any way possible. Usually, if a crime happens during your date, like robbery or assault or stealthing, it's usually an AA client.
Wow.
Also, they are the hardest to book usually. They'll text things like available, yo, what's up? And they also do not like to do deposits because typically they don't have as much money as other type of clients. So they are more weary and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my little deposit.
Not little deposit.
If you have rules in place, they are going to try to bend your rules. Like for me, I charge for my FaceTime verifications. They're going to say, well, you just missed out on money. Why are you arguing back with me? Like most of the time they're very sassy is what you will find out. Don't take my word for it. Just go figure it out yourself. Not all of them are like this, but 95% of them are.
Lord have mercy. You know it's a bad day when the 304s don't even want to be bothered with the AAs, aka BLK men. Like Jesus, y'all can't trick in peace either. You ain't reading the terms and conditions. Old girl say you don't want to pay the deposits and y'all robbing folks. What's wrong with y'all? Like I said, I don't know how I ended up on 304 TikTok, but I like it. Let me go over and watch some more videos. Anywho, what do y'all think about what she just said? Leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit the follow button.
So we heard the video, right? And I want to note again, it's the exact same archetype that I talked about before that decided to make a video about black men. And in order to make this video, she went to the whole other side. And again, I just want to preface this by stating that when dealing with anything of the streets, you're going to find and have the worst of the worst in a sense out there. Right. I just want to make that very clear. That woman that wanted to say like, oh well, or whatever, or who that was, because those are some large hands. I was looking, I'm like, yo, those some bird wings right there. Those hands are really flapping on that screen real quick. I was trying to check for an Adam's apple because I was not directly too certain. Because again, you got a lot of folks out here that know how to do makeup and cover up a lot of stuff. But anyways, the main thing that I was sitting up here saying is that's not even like a truthful way to go about um this type of conversation, because that person is automatically going to be dealing with the worst of the worst. She's not dealing with ordinary black dudes directly out here. Black dudes, just going out here to and from working, minding their business and all. Like I said, they're worried about life. They're not going out there and just deciding to do this. It's the exact same conversation that I had before, where you had a woman that wanted to speak on black men in strip clubs and wanted to try to just generalize all black men. It's like, no, you talk about specifically that clientele in those clubs. That does not have anything to do with any of the black men. Like I told people before, I've never been to a strip club in my life. So I know you can't be talking about me, because you can't find a soul out here that sit up and say, yeah, I set up the sausage in there, like Thursday around like 8 p.m. No, you didn't. Never did. I don't believe in that. I'm not about that life at all. So, like I said, for me, I feel like it's a very disingenuous type of conversation to have, and to try to use that person like as an example, because they probably don't even know what a decent or a good black man actually is, because all they do is just beat men, after like 9, 10, 11, 1 p.m. Like, they don't know nothing about normal black men directly out here. And then she wants to be up here eating stuff in her face and siding directly with this. Like, really? Like I said, like this lady here, she got a lot of stuff that she needs to be worried about, and black men is not one of them. There's a lot of other things should be specifically worried directly about. This conversation should not be it at all. But like I said, you can't tell nobody nothing. Can't tell nobody nothing. But anyways, let's continue.
And y'all robbing folks. What's wrong with y'all? Like I said, I don't know how I ended up on 304 TikTok, but I like it. Let me go over and watch some more videos. Anywho, what do y'all think about what she just said? Leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit the follow button. Toodles.
I'm in my early 20s and I don't date black men, predominantly because they are not where I need them to be in the age group that I'm in. The average 20-year-old black man is not where I want them to be right now. They're broke, they don't have jobs, they don't do anything with their life.
Let me just go back. Because that one comes in pretty quick, right? Right. So you got this young, in case in point, like I told y'all before. So you have this young 20-year-old sitting up here saying that she does not date black men, and especially black men who are around the same age, because they're broke. They don't got nothing. They're not where she needs them to be in life. And where is that, champ? Where do you specifically need those black men to be? Do you need them to just be millionaires so that you can just be with them for the money and just use them up until they don't have money, then you can move on to the next one? Like, yo, just say that you are up for hire, and you have a payment plan. That's all you got to sit up there. There's guys over there in Europe, Canada. You got rich Asian dudes, right? Like I said, you got a plethora of rich dudes directly out here that don't have nothing to do with black men. You can go, matter of fact, go to Dubai. You can go to a lot of those Arab countries directly out there, and you can come up on a nice $100,000 real quick. Because, like I said, this is case in point what I told y'all before, that the rhetoric from the older women that you will see it will start to seep directly into the younger generation. This is not what the younger generation looks like. You see her, she got the full on fake hair. I'm pretty sure that her natural hair is dope. Pretty sure that it is good, it's grand, it's great. She could even sit up there with the face that she got, the face structure. She could do a short hairstyle. What's the cartoon? Betty Boop. She could sit up there and do that, and that'd be dope. But again, like I said, you see everything as you clearly see it. She has a price, and she's stating that the men of the black men that are of her age range cannot afford her. And like I said, I'm going by what it is that she specifically stated. So for the black women out there, and if these are your daughters, I'm just going to give you a warning. This is how your daughters come up missing, because they think that they are better than the program. They want to be rich, quick, fast, and in a hurry, just like the same way that young black dudes lose their lives on the streets. These young black women, they lose their lives by thinking that money is the main thing that's important. They got to sit up there and go get it how they get it, and they got to get the bag and all this other type of stuff. And this is why I've covered a lot of videos. Y'all daughters out here, y'all nieces and granddaughters ended up losing their lives because they sitting up there chasing money. You know, what was the main thing that they always used to say, that the road to hell is paved with gold and good intentions? Yeah, it's pretty much it.
20s, and I don't date black men predominantly because they are not where I need them to be in the age group that I'm in. The average 20-year-old black man is not where I want them to be right now. They're broke, they don't have jobs, they don't do anything with their life.
One of the reasons that we are not thriving as black people is because we are pretending to be a patriarchy or living under a patriarchy, when historically we're a matriarchy. And if you even look at the nature of the black community, it's the black woman holding down, it's a black woman raising the kids, it's a black woman running for office, it's a black woman getting education, it's a black women who are owning homes, it's a black women who have money, it's a black women who are making it happen. We are the glue, the emotional glue, the physical glue, the glue that holds everything together: family, friends, community, the movement, etc. It's a matriarchy. It's a matriarchy. We run this. Why isn't it working? Why are things? Because men have embraced the ideals of white men, patriarchy, and they're trying to impose all this control and abuse and dominance over black women, when really black women are the shot callers in our community. So because they're suppressing us, oppressing us, killing us, erasing us, trafficking us, all the things, we're not able to play the role that we're supposed to play in society. We're supposed to have men who respect and honor our position in society and are not the people that we need protection from. They're supposed to be protecting us, right? That's their role. And we're supposed to be the ones who are the spiritual gatekeepers, the storytellers, the ones that bring the community together, the ones that pass down knowledge and guidance, et cetera, et cetera. Similar to how the grandmother elephants, the oldest female elephants, are the ones that tell the other elephants where the watering holes are. They impart their knowledge onto their society, their community. So until black men stop wanting to be white men and embrace who they are as Africans, who they are as black people, who our culture is, not the one that was forced upon us, we're not going to have peace. I don't think the patriarchy works for anybody, but it certainly doesn't work for us, because again, historically, things are passed through the mother's line, or we are just central to the culture. But this whole idea of oppressing us and suppressing us and thinking that men rule over us is some white people bull. And that's why our community is suffering the way it is, because men think they run this, when clearly, look the around, you don't.
So back to what I told you before, Tippy. I told you that there was going to be a woman in one of these videos that's going to disagree with what it is that you stated. And her main point that she said is that if men look around, actually, we can clearly see that women are running things. And if we go back to the information that I read, where it gave us the amount of money, let me just go back here real quick, because like I said, this is crazy. So we go back to, those who make the most money, and he said, as of, again, late 2025, based on recent United States labor data, black men generally earn more than black women, with the median weekly earnings for black men to be around $1,032 compared to black women, which is at $927. So again, if we're talking about who is, I guess, running whatnot or whatever, it would also reflect directly in the money. So that would mean that men are basically running things, which is why you would have men earning directly more. But also, on top of the fact of men earning more, is due to the fact of the amount of time that men spent. You got men that'll go for overtime. You got men that will opt not to go for vacations, opt not to sit up there and call off for sick days or different things of that nature. They will stay late nights and a variety of things of that sort. On top of the fact that men out here will take some of the most hard laboring, back breaking, dirtiest jobs directly out here in order to make money at the end of the day that they specifically want. So again, there's quite a bit that fits directly in there. Again, to why it is that men are making the money that they make. But to go out there and say that women are pretty much running the world, if that was the case, then it would be peace on earth directly for women. There will be abundance of laws and rules to 100%, protect women. But again, that is just not the case. We're not seeing it in the money. We're not seeing it in the laws. We're not seeing it by way of the judicial system or a variety of other things. Like I said, you got women out here talking crazy. You got women out here saying stuff that just do not make no type of sense at all. And then on top of that, again, this is about the second or third woman that had pulled up basically saying that you got black men out here trying to oppress and suppress black women. How and where and when? Like I said before, somebody let me know. Like I said, I can't figure out when I stopped my grandmother from doing anything. I'm trying to figure out how I suppressed and oppressed her. The same thing with my mother and the other women in my family. I'm just trying to figure out how. How did I specifically have that much effect to basically just stop black women and just have them standing still? I've never had that power to do so. It's not even possible. So it's like, you got a lot of people out here just talking just full on nonsense, with this stuff. And again, this type of rhetoric is going to be very harmful and hurtful when it deals with the black community as a whole. Going back to the 20-year-old that was talking and stating that she's not going to date 20-year-olds within, her age range because they're broke and don't have nothing. You see where a lot of that rhetoric is basically going. You see where it's going and you see how it's going to, affect the outcome of the future. But again, a lot of those women who speak online, they don't specifically care about that. They just specifically care about their feelings and they think that they are 100% correct. So
for
let's
anybody,
continue.
but it certainly doesn't work for us because, again, historically, things are passed through the mother's line or we are just central to the culture. But this whole idea of oppressing us and suppressing us and thinking that men rule over us is some white people bullshit. And that's why our community is suffering the way it is, because men think they run this when clearly, look the around, you don't.
What if black women were supposed to be the leaders and black men are just supposed to protect with their muscles and use their listening ears and carry out instructions?
Y'all may not want to believe this, but black women are already the leaders of the black community. We are the closest thing to a matriarchy that the United States has. Black women are majority head of households in the black community. Black women are the most educated and hold the most degrees in the black community. Black women are the one who push the issues and social topics. Black women are the ones who vote, 90% Democrat. Black women are the ones who are on the front lines of social issues. Black women are the main ones raising our sons and daughters. And it's been that way for the past 3 going on 4 generations. So if you don't like the current results of what the black community is because of the leadership that it's been under, maybe we should just work together. Because clearly both sides are absolutely needed. Because statistically, single fathers have similar results to married homes when raising children. And the best results for homes comes from a 2-parent household, a dual income household, a loving household. So let's try that. Let's try that because we haven't done that in a few generations. So let's get back to doing that. Or at the very least, let's acknowledge that that's what we need to get back to. Family structure. Because that's the village that y'all keep looking for. It's family.
Right. And I just want to focus on this dude real quick. Because this is one of the main videos that I was able to witness and see online that had the most positive outlook. And he was saying that, basically both people need each other. But I can promise you, a lot of the women that I showcase, they're not trying to hear none of that. They want to just hear the blame. Like, okay, black man, you're at fault for this, this, and this. Give me a solution to this, this, and this, and tell me how you're going to fix it. And then when you tell me how you're going to fix it, go walk directly in those actions. And after you clean up all of this and whatever it is that we list and tell you to do, we'll come back with another list and then give you some more stuff. Like, we're never just going to get to the point where, as this man is stating here, that hey, we need each other, we just need to come together, we're beneficial more so together versus separate, and things of that sort. And I promise you, his video more than likely did not get a lot of views versus the previous videos that I showcased to you, where all of the women were talking about hating black men or listing black men in a negative light for whatever reasons that they feel. Like I said, content like this, it doesn't get highlighted. It doesn't get pushed. It very rarely even sees the light of day unless other people highlight it, like I'm doing, at this moment in time. Because again, content like this, where he's just speaking directly to people, he's not hollering, he's not yelling, he's not calling women out of their name, because he's not doing any of those things to try to do, to have a trigger, catalyst, reverse psychology. This video is not going to fly. And again, a lot of the black women out there are not going to, oh, let me go subscribe to this dude. Like he got some logic, some common sense about him and all that. No, that's not happening. They scrolling past this video because he's not yelling. Now, if you had a black dude that was sitting up there yelling and calling black women out their names, guess what? His video is going to get a lot of views. Women are going to sit up there and do some duets. They're going to do a side-by-side video. You're going to have 50 to 100 plus black women sitting up there doing a side-by-side and all this other type of stuff video because of what it is that the guy decided to state and how it is that he stated it. Like I said, that's the crazy part. You have to talk crazy to people in order to get attention. That's wild. Because when you talk like this, when you talk as a human being, where you're talking to another human being very calmly, very nicely, people don't respect it. It's crazy work. Some wild work. Wild work. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, let's keep going.
Single fathers have similar results to married homes when raising children. And the best results for homes comes from a two-parent household, a dual income household, a loving household. So let's try that. Let's try that, because we haven't done that in a few generations. So let's get back to doing that. Or at the very least, let's acknowledge that that's what we need to get back to. Family structure. Because that's the village that y'all keep looking for. It's family.
You know what's wild? I was speaking to a lady one time, right? And she didn't say that black men are useless. She said she was taught indirectly that black men, and this is an educated young lady too, she was taught indirectly that black men are useless. And it was kind of wild in the sense that here you have an educated person who is married saying that. I was taught indirectly that black men are useless.
And I'm not surprised. I was taught that because I was raised by a single mother, right? So, and I have 3 sisters. So she was raising 4 girls, and she had to teach us to be strong. I guess she felt that she needed us to be strong, and in being strong, that meant you do not depend on a man. Men are dogs. They'll hurt you. You need to do your own thing. So subconsciously, and not indirectly, directly, we were taught these things. I personally should be part of that She Woman Man Hater Club because of what I was taught, but I'm not. Look at TV. Look at how you portrayed. I had a conversation on the way here. The only portrayals that we see of you all, dead, jail, deadbeats. Where are the Bill Cosbys?
Right. This is the one in a few rare times that I've seen a woman like this online basically stating that, yeah, we are actually given and taught this. This is what we're specifically told. both verbally and non-verbally, when it deals with black men in the community. And she made the conscious choice and decision to not follow in the footsteps of the other women in her family. She opted to have another outlook when it specifically deals with black men. She opted not to fall for the exact same emotional trick bag that has always been used to mislead black women historically. This is the best example that I can sit up there and give to, a lot of black women directly out there. Like it, and this is all I'm sitting up here saying. It is an optional choice to basically loathe, hate, or dislike black men. Because again, you have women that are out here that decide, because of whatever relationship that they went through, whatever marriage that they went through, that they want to impart that hurt and that pain directly onto that child, specifically the young girls. So now the young girls, instead of having a clean slate and working on, you're like, hey, it's a clean slate, I'm going to break whatever emotional curse or whatever my mom went through with men, I'm not going to be there. The mom indoctrinates the daughter directly into that hurt and that pain. So now the mother, hey, I'm going to pass the torch. I'm not carrying that weight no more. I'm going to force you to sit up there and carry that hurt and that pain and that trauma that you may not have suffered, but I suffered it. So because I'm a woman, your grandmother's a woman, your aunt is a woman, your great grandmother is a woman, you are soon enough going to be a woman. So you have to now carry that pain. You don't have the option or the choice or the luxury to figure out how men are. We're going to specifically tell you. Like I said, that's crazy. That's 1,000% crazy. Somebody said, why does she use Bill Cosby as an example? She used Bill Cosby as an example because she's talking about the whole thing of the Cosby Show, where when you deal with positive black television, again, people got to learn how to separate certain things, right? So when we deal with television, the Bill Cosby Show, that's a positive show. It showed you all black everything. It was a black family. Everybody was educated. The kids were going off to college. You saw a family structure. Like it was a beautiful show. The Fresh Prince, the exact, same thing. For me, I watched, Parenthood, in the house with LL Cool J, hanging with, Mr. Cooper. Like I said, there are a lot of other black family television shows that we had, as well, that did not, specifically get listed. But like I said, I get the point that she was sitting up here saying, is that there's not enough. At one point in time, we did have, you could swap to whatever basic channel, 2, 3, 4, 7, 62, or however it was listed in your state. And you can stumble upon a black show with a black family that was shown in a positive light. Even if you wanted to take it to the whole thing of a different world, again, that was showing black men in a positive light. You can take it directly to Martin and Living Single. Even there too, it showed black men in a positive light. You don't have that no more. It doesn't exist. Now, when you look at television, when you look at media and movie, all you sit up there and see is black men. They sitting up there doing everything negative to the community, everything negative to the kids, to black women. It's nothing but like trauma. It's I can't say the right word that I want to say for it, but it's nothing but trauma entertainment, and it's specifically fixated and positioned on the emotions and to play on those emotions of women. It's not to play on the emotions and trauma of men. They don't care about that. Like I said, a lot of this media, when it deals with the black family, when it deals with black men and women, it's basically the black version of Lifetime. If you never grew up on Lifetime, don't know what Lifetime is basically the first man-hating network to ever exist. That's all Lifetime is. Kid you not. It ain't nothing positive up there about men at all. At all. So when you think about the Tyler Perry films, when you look at all of these other reality TV shows and whatnot, whatever, that's all they show you. It was like, yeah, this is what black men do. This is all black men are about. This is all, black men care about. Oh yeah, this rich black dude, he don't want to be a father. That's all black men. And it's the exact same thing. And it plays directly on the emotions of black women, because that's the easiest thing to get to. Because once you have access to that, it's over. You can do anything you want to do. And that is just the God's honest truth. Once any of these industries have access to the emotions of black women, they can just do whatever, and it's going to sell. That's it. You know, like I said, it is wild out here. It is 100% wild, 100% wild. So the furthest extent that I didn't take it to, because obviously I missed putting some stuff directly into the video. We have classic footage directly out here. Let me just highlight that real quick to go to the further extent of how bad this stuff actually is, right? So let me just let me see if I can highlight this. Let me just highlight this one real quick. Tippy, and you remember this video.
Why no one thought to say and voice their opinion that when I look at these white men, they are the epitome of masculine, and watching some of these police officers manhandle these black men in the street is very attractive, and it's a turn on, and I'm wondering, does anybody else feel like that?
Hold on.
Yes, Lord.
Y'all off the chain, okay? Y'all are off the proverbial chain.
That's Discord talk.
I'm telling
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yeah, that's Discord talk.
I was like, why has nobody said that? Because I'm like, that's masculine. You talk about masculine.
We say that all the time in Discord, Tanasia.
You say that for the back.
Yeah, you have to save that one for the back room when we got the door closed. I can't with y'all.
We use the hard R for long.
Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about, we say the hard R so hard it sounds like we growling back there around this bitch.
Oh, Tanasia, you got to come back there with us.
Right. So then we got the next one.
Educated women, the women with their businesses instead of leveling themselves up, and now they're going after our babies. So this is why I said too, we gotta stop birthing black kids and birth some mixed kids, because now they taking our babies.
Angry black woman is like, yo, these black men, they sitting up there coming after our babies. And I want you to understand, she's talking about women who are in their 20s. Now those are just babies. We're gonna sit up and say, those in their 20s are obviously now they're 11. Now they're 8 years old. So again, it's a twofold type of thing that's going on here. And how people are trying to like criminalize that whole thing. Because last time I checked, when you're in your 20s, you're pretty much an adult. You're not a teenager. You are an adult. You're in your 20s, right? Clear cut difference. And then you heard what she said. She was like, yeah, us black women, we got to sit up there and stop this from happening. This is why we got to go out there and start having mixed kids. Wild.
Our babies at 18, 19, 21. And I'm happy to hear that 24-year-old girl that said that, no, I'm dating outside of my race, because they coming after you now. Because they know we're not going for the women in their 30s and 40s. We woke up. We don't want them anymore. So now they taking our babies away from us. 40, 50-year-old men are going after our 20-year-old babies. So I just want to add that girl to you, the 24-year-old. I wish my daughters, they would have listened to me, but they just wouldn't listen. Maybe one day they'll wake up. I'm trying to, get my granddaughter prepared. She's 11. And yes, I shouldn't be talking to her about, but I do talk to her about and tell her, when you grow up, you need to get you a white husband, because you're a dark skin. My granddaughter is a little darker than you.
So remember, like I said, I gotta play these classic old videos because they fit along with the rest of these videos, because a lot of these older women are the same ones that are raising these younger women and giving them the information. Then those younger women are now giving that to their teenage daughters and their younger daughters. So like you heard this older woman, she got to be probably like 40s and 50s, talking about she's talking to her 11-year-old granddaughter, talking about like, yo, Don't be looking at don't go out there and get a black guy. Don't be dating these black boys. What you need to do is go out there and get a white man, have some mixed babies because you're dark. But yet people want to sit up there and say that black men are the colorists. We're the texturists out there. We're the ones that hate our own. But that's a black woman talking to a young black girl that's dark complected, that's going to become a woman, and telling her like, yo, I know that you're dark. And what you need to do is you need to, lighten up your future by getting you a white man. Whoo. Ooh, man, this is why I love social media. Boy, priceless.
Tell her that you are on the darker side. You may have some problems when you grow up, so, don't just be looking at black men as your only option, and she's 11 years old. And I don't care who gets mad at it. So,
Go girl, go girl.
the Andrew,
hard facts.
You and Kristen, y'all got to keep making strides because these black men, y'all woke up a little too late. You should have got Tommy Sotomayor in order 10 years ago. You should have got O'Shea Duke Jackson or the Manosphere, Mr. Magic, whatever his name is, fantastic. You should have got all of them together 10 years. It's too late now. The women with money, like me, Leandria, Deborah, the women with money, we don't know. We taking our money somewhere else now. And what's going to happen to the community now? So, let the white women have y'all. Just continue to date out. Go to the white women.
So you heard it, right? That's an older black woman. So going back, and this pairs up equally with the previous video where one of the other women, right? Let me see if I can actually go back.
Black men cannot be centered.
Let me see if I can find her real quick. Let me see. Past the Dochi part. Where did she go? Not her. Not this one. There was one with the braids. Not her. Yeah, this one. This one right here. Let me see. This one right here was sitting up here stating that who wants older black men? Older black men, they broke, they don't got nothing, and they're stingy with their money, which again doesn't make any. You can't be stingy if you don't got nothing. And then said that they're old, and don't nobody want to sit up there and date them, and don't nobody want them. That's why they're dying basically in homes. And you heard that older black woman who got to be in her 50s and 60s sitting up there talking about that she don't want those older black men either, and continue to date out and all this other. Who said that those black dudes were dating out? You just at one point you said that black men, older black men, were dealing with younger women, but then at the same time you sat up there and said that black men obviously don't want black women in their dating out. Like, which one is it? Like this is what I'd be sitting up here saying. And then you had the birds that were a part of the live stream or whatever this was, sitting up there egging the woman on, and she was up there like, yeah, this is why you three, black women, you see, we all got the money, we got the education, and once we leave with our money, then what's going to happen to the black community? The black community is still going to be the black community. I could have sworn people were getting angry that athletes, rappers, I could have sworn that they were getting mad at educated black men who got money and built something, were the ones that were leaving a community pretty much in shambles, broken, destitute, with nothing to survive on. Now she's basically saying like, well, realistically, it's women that got all the money and stuff, and when all of us educated women that really got our money and stuff, once we sit up there and leave, what you think that the black community is going to sit up there and do? Really? Like, people can't even stay directly on track on the stuff that they say online. This is what I be talking about. This is the stuff that I be talking about right here. It don't even make any type of sense. And then you got the nerve to sit up there and tell black men, oh, continue to sit up there and date out. Who are you looking at that's dating out? Like, why are you specifically and only paying attention to black dudes who are not paying attention to you? Why not pay attention to the black men that you see that are not dating out, that are interested in black women? Like I said, that's always been like the weirdest thing to me, that people will pay attention to people that obviously ain't paying them no mind. But again, it seems as though that this woman is mad that the men that she's attracted to ain't attracted to her. That really seems to be the real thing there, because if she had a black man that was interested and he had money, well, actually, you know what? Chances are she still wouldn't be interested, because she would probably say that he's not attractive. So there's that. I forgot to add that directly in there, because even if you are a black dude that's doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and you're working and doing whatever black women out here say that black men need to do, if you are not considered by them to be attractive, it don't matter. All of that is a negative. I forgot to add that in there. Darn. And we were so close. So close. Mm, mm, mm. But like I said, listening to that woman's voice, I don't think she has a man either. So there's that. There's that. Anyways, let's continue with one more.
Who I marry or who I'm gonna date. I didn't say I wouldn't marry a black man. I would marry a black man. I'm just open to if a white man wanted to marry me, I'll say hell yeah.
Well, I look at y'all differently because of your skin color.
Yeah, I mean that just means that I'm not for you. But there's another white man that would love to. Like I talked to a white guy. Um, he works like by my job, and I talk to him sometimes. But to each its own. But I mean, I don't have a problem with it. You know,
Yo,
there's some white guy out there for me, maybe. I don't know.
yo,
But
this is
So let me try to speed this up. Hold on.
the racism comes in because I do feel like black people can be racist too. Because if you want to talk like biblically, um, you know, God is for all people. So you can't tell a white person not to do something and then you feel some type of way about it too. If that's just how you feel, that's just how you feel, then
you could
it
do
is
what
what
you
So I had to speed it up and pause it because there's areas where people are I didn't block out the cussing. This is an older video, but you heard the woman speaking. She was like, "There's a white guy out there for her somewhere," and I want people to pay very close attention. Right, the white guy that was directly on that stream, he specifically said he was like, "I don't really find y'all attractive because I look at y'all and y'all look weird," and she was like, "Well, that's fine. That's okay. That's your opinion. But there's obviously a white guy out there for me somewhere. Matter of fact, there's this white guy that's by my job and da da da." I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm like, never in this lifetime could a black dude sit up there and say some wild, crazy stuff like that on the stream, and you just hear a black woman sitting up there talking calm. It would never happen. It would never happen. It would never, I know it would never happen because I've watched too many live streams where dudes might not even have said nothing crazy, but they still sat up there and went off. This dude literally disrespected you, said that you look weird, said that you were unattractive, said that you are completely not his preference at all. And you're just like, okay, well, that's cool. But this other white guy, whew, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. People just can't take L's. You just couldn't take the L. That was the moment in time that you should have just shut up. That, like, Lord, the embarrassment. Lord have mercy. That is incredible. Oh my God, that is incredible. Let me tell you something. Woo, when people are just not embarrassed. People are just not embarrassed out here. This is at the point in time where some people be like, yo, we just do not call women out here losers enough. And that is facts. I've never really heard anybody actually call a woman a loser. This woman right here that you heard speaking, she is a straight loser, 100%, 1,000% a loser. Like, Lord have mercy. The L's are so high. I can build a mansion. It's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And then had the nerve to sit up there and be like, oh, but biblically speaking, God is for every. You're trying to use the Bible in a way to basically say that God wants you to be dibbling and dabbling with every man on this planet. That's wild. That is, the funniest thing is, out of all the time that I've probably went over this video, I think that was the first time that really dawned on me. That is crazy. You are using the Bible to be promiscuous with other races. Huh. Wow. Good. Thank the heavens that she is not a preacher. Lord have mercy. Y'all daughters out here will be running amok. Let me tell you something. That is wild. That is wild. That's crazy. But like I said, she got it though. She'll go out there and find the man of her dreams. Hopefully she does not end up on the back of a milk carton but she will go out there and tempt fate 99 different times after one dude then already closed the door and shut her down live. Like, that's wild. And she actually let that slide. Like, yo, this is what I be talking about. Like, if I was on that chat and I said something crazy like that to her, I promise you, she would have had some words. She would have had some words. And this is why I sat up there and told a lot of people before, when it deals with these types, they will act a specific in a very finite certain type of way when it deals with their preference. They will make sure not to step out of line. They will make sure to sound all feminine, all cute, no matter how disrespectful those dudes are. It's like, oh, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but this, that, and the third. Or better yet, like the other podcast that I showed you guys, where a white dude was like, yo, you guys are just like unattractive. He was talking, it was two black girls up there and one was biracial. He was like, yeah, y'all just not my type. I just don't find y'all attractive. And you saw the other black girl, she was intrigued. She was like, why not? It's like, is there, basically almost trying to say, like, is there anything that we could do to be your preference, to be deemed more attractive, to even go out? Like, I'm like, oh my God, this type of begging is it. The embarrassment. Jesus. I'm like, where are the mothers who are raising these daughters? Because I'm like, y'all gotta be embarrassed. Y'all have to be. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, they're probably not embarrassed because they were taught this. Why would I think? Why would I think that they would actually be embarrassed when there's no hope? The younger generation is cooked. Oh my God. This is just, it's wild, man. It's like I said, it's just bad all over the place. It's bad all over the place. And let me see what. You said that I'm more bothered by what she said than she is. I'm bothered by the fact that you literally got disrespected, that she got disrespected on a live stream and let it slide. That's the thing that really gets me there. And the fact that for me, there was no rah, 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 type of thing. So I'm not sure if you were like, what specifically you were trying to get at there. I think you missed the mark. I think you were trying to go you were trying to go somewhere, but the plane didn't specifically land where you wanted it to. He was like, sounds like a you problem. No, it technically sounds like a you problem, actually. Because you're the one actually complaining. See, this is the crazy part, right? So you have a problem with me. I'm complaining about this, but then you pull up to the scene complaining about what I'm deciding to focus in on and complain about. It doesn't make any type of sense. And again, you think you're landing a plane somewhere and you're not landing anywhere at all. At all. And as I stated before, this is actually to a larger conversation, which obviously you weren't even privy to. You weren't even here. This has been live streaming going for about like 2 hours and like 31 minutes. And this is my first time actually seeing you directly in this live stream. So I know you weren't here for the greater duration of the 2 hours. And don't pull up here, try to sit up and say like, oh, well, I was just sitting in the background, not saying nothing. Bull. We're not even doing that. We're not even doing that. Like I said, that's some crazy work right there. But I love it though. I love when people think that they're actually getting somewhere and fail. That's cute. It's a very lovable attempt. Very cute attempt. But yeah, like I said before, a lot of the stuff is just hugely problematic, and at the end of the day, it's not going to have the finite result that a lot of them wanted to specifically have. And again, a lot of those folks that I showcase, they feel that they're in control of, in a sense, producing black males or however it is that you want to sit up there and state it. A lot of people have stated that the child is whatever the father is, right? So yeah, it's not going to work out the way that they think it's going to work out. And then a lot of these, women here that are specifically talking, they're going to actually end up breeding themselves out. Because you can think that you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to have, a child with, somebody else of a different race, and that's going to be a black woman. No, it's not. That child is biracial. That child is 50-50. And then that child, and especially if it's a daughter, that child is then going to decide to follow in the footsteps of the mother, and she's going to proceed to get somebody of another race. So now the more and more that bloodline follows, the less and less of you is specifically there. And it's going to be happening at a very quick rate. But like I said before, other people think that they know better. And this was a live stream that I went directly into as well too, where it went into the different ways when people sit up there and breed. If you're black and you breed with somebody else, how many generations it basically takes to return directly to whatever it is that the father is. Yeah, it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long at all. At all. Yo, what is up, Gail? What is up? What is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. Also, shout out to Sham. Just in case I didn't see you up there earlier. Yo, Lions, what is up? What is up? You said number 1 V18 and job 8 V8. Yep, you are who your father is. Yeah. Yep. You said look up the War on Knives. Have you read it? No. That's my first time actually hearing about it. Actually, first time hearing about it. Simper Free said breathe themselves out. That's actually a self-correcting action. That's some crazy way. That's diabolical. But yeah, like I said, that I try to put out these videos and these live streams as more so of a critique and a warning, so that people can take the corrective course. To minimize as much damage as possible, because again, a lot of the folks that we were able to see and witness directly in this live stream, they don't care about no corrective actions at all. A lot of them are talking a good game, like, oh yeah, what's the solution? What's the solution? And the main thing I said up there and stated before is that even I, as a black man who has a platform, I've listed solutions directly for everybody in the black community, black men, women, children, elders, and just more so specifically focusing in on black women. Those black women that came directly to the platform during those times and wanted to be resistant to what it is that I'm saying. The main thing that I'm trying to state is this: if I, as a black man, have a solution and I know that it would actually work, there's nothing I can do if the women out there are resistant to that solution. If they don't want to hear me out, if they don't want to, come to a middle ground, if they don't want to formulate a symbiotic relationship, I'm fighting a losing and an uphill battle, and there's nothing I can do about that. And the other thing about that is that even with the uphill battle, a lot of people feel that, oh no, well, no matter how tough it gets, black guys, you just need to keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. And even when you can't try no more, you need to find a way to sit up there and keep trying and try. It's like you're just going to tire yourself out. You're not going to have energy. You're going to start to now grow resentment because you've been trying for so many times and people ain't been listening to hear you out, no matter how you holler, no matter how you sit up there and scream, no matter how you try to get their attention. And now you're going to be in the bed of resentment, and you're going to be looking at that other person as just 100% an enemy and everything in that sort. And yeah, I'm not going to put myself in that place. I'm not. Like I said, I didn't, over the years that I done this content creation thing, I done seen too many black dudes who are older than me that got emotional problems. Like I said, I paid attention and watched how older black dudes be on here talking about black women and rah rah rah, and I told myself, and I promised myself, I'll never sit up there and beat them. I would never be them. And if it even at some rare less than a 1% chance that I even got to that point, I would make sure I would never be on social media. Because I might be jacked at that point, but I'm going to make sure not to sit up there and pass that on to like other people as if it's the Bible. Like I said, I'm at least conscious in that part. A lot of other people are not. But like I said, I'd rather not be in that place as a lot of other older black dudes out here. I'm sorry. Nah. Black dudes are sitting up there getting knocked down by prostate cancer, heart disease, and all this other type of stuff directly out here. Nah, I'm good. Y'all can have that. Nope. Like I said, it's crazy work out here, man. It is crazy work. Mm, mm, mm. That's why I said before, a lot of folks just need to go out there, and a lot of black folks just need to go get therapy. And especially for the older ones directly out there, like, yo, those who are in like your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, please go get some therapy, because y'all don't got the time nor the health to sit up there and be holding on any type of like hatred or negative type of anything. That's going to erode at you even faster. What was the main thing? Let me see. So let me just put it to you like this. And this is specifically for the black women directly out there. And this is why I sit up here and try to tell a lot of black women, when I be reading comments, y'all need to stop holding on to a lot of that hurt, a lot of that hatred. Y'all need to let it go, because it will sit up there and take you out. Let's just uh look at this stat real quick, right? So I typed it in real quick. It said the number one, and I went over this before, the number one killer of black women, as with all women, is heart disease or cardiovascular disease, with black women experiencing the highest burden, facing higher rates of high blood pressure, obesity, and stroke. Other significant causes of death for black women include malignant neoplasma or cancers and stroke, with disparities also seen in maternal mortality, and particularly from conditions like preeclampsia. They said prevalence, they said nearly 60% of black women aged 20 and over have some form of cardiovascular disease, and they also have the highest rates of high blood pressure or hypertension. Disparities. Black women are significantly more likely to develop heart disease and strokes, often more with more severe outcomes. Risk factors. Common contributing factors include high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, physical inactivity, smoking, and family history. Next, they got maternal heart conditions like preeclampsia and what is that? Cardiomyopathy are major contributors to black maternal mortality. And again, like they said, other leading causes: cancer, malignant neoplasmus cancers are the second leading causes of death, and stroke. Um, Cerebrovascular disease or strokes are a major concern, with black women having double the stroke prevalence of white women. So, like I said before, for a lot of black women out here, and again, for all of those black women that be on those black male hating networks, none of those black women, if they quote unquote care about you, they're not going to tell you what's the main thing taking you out. This is the main thing that they hide from you. So all the times that these women, these black women out here, want to make these man-hating networks and YouTube channels and TikToks, and they're like, oh yeah, the main leading cause of the reason why black women are no longer here is because black men are basically taking us out every five. No, this is what's taking you out. This is what they're not telling you about. This is what they're not informing you about. These are the risks that black women are basically suffering and going through at this point in time right now. It has nothing to do with black men. It has everything to do with your health. This is what is taking out black women, bar none. They didn't say nothing about black men at all. But do you think that any of those black women who be like, oh yeah, I'm about, loving black women and protecting them and giving them information and keeping them safe from black men, do you think that they're trying to keep you safe health wise? No, they're not. So ask yourself, how much do those women actually care about you? How much do they actually love you? How much of a sisterhood is there actually out there if they're not trying to inform you and tell you to do better specifically with your health, and trying to also tell you mentally, hey, you need to start letting go of a lot of this hurt and a lot of this pain. You need to go seek some therapy, because if not, you're going to be dying pretty soon. But like I said, even with me putting out this information and trying to put this in front of people, you're still going to have people resistant. You're still going to have people not wanting to listen. You want to have people that's going to scapegoat, people that's going to move the goalposts and do all of these other things, versus being specifically focused in on this. Like I said, it's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. I can make 20 videos directly about this, and they're not going to get any views. You're not going to have fields of black women trying to repost that, trying to sit up there and share that and put that direct, they're not about to pull up to the scene for that, because the focus and the control is directly in the hands of Black women when it deals with their health and when it deals with heart disease. There's no way to sit up there and try to blame Black men. There's no way to try to blame the white power structure. You can't blame nobody else. You have to blame yourself and look directly in the mirror at who specifically put you in the predicament and made you who it is that you are. So that's it. That's all I got. But let me know what you guys think about the live stream and everything that was stated in the comment description below. Like I said, it's a tiring and it's an uphill battle. So that's exactly what you're hearing right now. Because I already know, like I said before, I already know. This is why I don't do certain videos, like I told y'all before, because people ain't gonna pay attention. So I'm not gonna waste my time. And that's why I don't even put out information really like this most of the time, because I know that people are not gonna pay attention. I can look at the analytics. I can look at how much people watch the videos and everything of that sort. So, like I said, you got to meet people where they are. But yeah. Like I said, I'm just tired. Whatever. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and or live stream. Peace out.